one of these.
And 100 Thieves is so good on this dagger side. There it is, just a clear space. They've got to judge again. Oh my god.
Swabber into the ghost. Asana spotting a target. Rich environment swaps back over. And he's able to find one. Busio cleaning up two. EU getting another. And now it's just out of captain, slow rotating back through the spawn with a stinger in hand. And 5 players from 100 Thieves out for blood.
Have one of these.
Showing a little bit too much disrespect. It's going to be a weapon now passed over.
Have one of these.
This is where the miracle stops. You will not be finding a 1v5 victory against us. Match point now found by 100 Thieves.
The tempo's been insane for 100 Thieves. It's just go, go, go. These util dumps they have to take control of short are so good. This time around, they just use the orbital strike to do it. And then they just keep going. Taking a page out of Paper X book there. Just pushing in towards spawn through Link. And it works a treat. They are fired up. You do have the op now.
Have one of these.
Keep foot in the game.
Right, sorry about that.
5th round win coming through. Still hanging in there as the Red Bull clutch comes across. But it is a long
I think the Thieves have pretty much won this leg.
You just feel like 100 Thieves is going to take these
Absolutely
rounds
steamrolling them.
Spreading the map, coming at you from so many different angles all the time. On their defender side, they were doing this, but this time it's accounted for. Some nifty shooting there from Cracks. At least gets them.
Wait, I thought it was 2v2.
Around,
okay.
But it's the first one they found on their defender side here on Bind. And 100 Thieves, by the way, has been really good on their attacker side on Bind. There's only been one team who's been able to force them to go negative, and that was G2 on their attacker side on this map. So, and now they've got a lot of tools to work with, but Cracks and CNED really close to their ultimates as well. So the orbs being heavily guarded by both sides, although it looks like showers. No, but no one's really willing to commit. They're worried there's traps potentially at these orbs. So for now, just kind of getting some info, poking and prodding our 100 Thieves, trying to identify anybody they can. And look at this corner, but it's checked by EU. He is just so aware.
Yeah, quick TP out. I mean, Nightfall Showstopper, a decent combo. If they want to throw those both at a sight. Get a J. Swinging out wide, but it's going to be the Showstopper to start things off. Swing out, looks for the double pump, but can't quite find it. Bang. Able to take him down, able to stay alive. Showstopper not going to find the kill, but does get a decent amount of damage, and Asana is able to put down CNED. 2 mana damage now here for the side of 100 Thieves as they look to bring Bind to an end. Wingman up over the top, putting back sight. There's Nightfall. After ready here from EU.
And they know out of captain's an elbow.
Sends it, Cryo, finding himself another kill, finding it a second, and Bustio notes out of captain around the back. It's a flawless finish. 13 and 5, 100 Thieves kick off the playoffs 2-0.
Destruction, absolute destruction. 400 Thieves.
Tortured them.
A lot of people have been saying, you know, maybe Paper X is the favorite of this tournament. Well, 100 Thieves have something to say about that, because the way they look today, you may be rethinking your pick for your Shanghai Masters champion, because these guys looked unstoppable. And
absolutely deadly.
The ACS, I just got a glimpse of it here. 452 for Cryo on a Brimstone.
452 on Brim. Absolutely impeccable performance from him across both these maps. Foot, they will take a bow. Go ahead. Here in front of the crowd, but it's not over for them quite just yet. Obviously, double elimination here in the playoffs. Another opportunity, a chance to try to make a run in the lowers, but at the moment, 100 Thieves just picking them apart like vultures.
fun. It's it's great you get here to the playoffs. It's great you get that extra
Mad.
life. You kind of reset the tournament for yourself. But with how much Foot has already had to play, 100 Thieves looking just clean. I mean, they did a great job prepping for this match. Their util usage is insanely on point. So many of those seizes,
Yeah,
it's just unbelievable.
The combos
Yeah.
are absolutely devastating. Foot just not really having an answer for it.
Absolutely
Unfortunately, not
tortured.
able to really come online here. I mean, Yeta J with a decent run back compared to the first map. He's putting up some decent figures. Ends up being the second highest fragger under, Cryo across the lobby. But just not enough here for Foot. There's 100 Thieves. They might look like plasterers with those jerseys on, but absolutely deadly.
Look like what?
Like someone's doing like plastering work.
Oh.
It's all I can think of when I see it. And don't get me wrong, it looks good.
Ah.
But they also just look like, they work in construction. They do plastering.
It does look that way a bit. All right. I'll give you it. But I was like plasterers.
Yeah. A little bit shy. I was thinking maybe we would get a new ACS LAN record.
It's close.
Seems like pretends he at least holds on to that for a bit longer. But Cryo being able to nip at his heels that hard, get up to 452 while playing the Brim. That is a scary prospect, and I think every other team here in the playoffs have to be very fearful about going up for 100 Thieves.
Oh, no doubt. Everybody watched this match and just said, oh boy, okay, can we please not play them? Can somebody take them out so we don't have to? That would be great, because they looked unreal.
Yeah, absolutely unbelievable. Let's go ahead and throw it over to
It
Sage where
is.
we have our Verizon post-match interview.
We're tortured.
We all heard how dominant 100 Thieves could be on this stage, and my oh my, they showed it. Today, I'm now joined by Busio from 100 Thieves for a quick interview. 大家好，我们现在邀请 Busio 选手在这个台上做一次采访。你们上一次来到国际大比赛的时候，你们是拿下了一次冠军，所以我想问问你，这一次你的感受是什么样？你觉得你们这个队也可以拿一次冠军吗？ Last time we saw you on the international stage, you took home the big prize. You were the winners. I wanted to ask you, what are the vibes like this time around? Do you think you guys could, as this team, are able to take the crown as well?
I mean, I definitely think we are the best team in the world right now, probably. I think there's a lot of good teams in the tournaments like PRX and Fnatic. Super excited to play them. But I mean, after what we did in Americas and what we did today, I mean, no one can say that we're not at least top 3.
I agree. 他说我自己肯定觉得我们是在世界上最强的一队，还有一两个别的队也很强，像 PaperX 或者是 Fnatic， 但是我们这种打到这么精彩的一场，在这个舞台，还有在 Americas 的结果，我觉得没有人在世界上会觉得我们不是排第3、第1、第2的最好的队。第二个问题，我想问你是Cryo 今天打得非常厉害，很精彩，他是什么样的一个队友 I wanted to ask you, Cryo. He was very, very good today. He popped off. What's he like as a teammate?
What's Cryo like as a teammate? I'd say he's like very stoic, the best player in the world or one of them, and he's just a good dude overall. So
Yeah.
no, not much. He's a very quiet guy. Just does his thing.
他说 Cryo 是他的队友们，他是一个非常安静的一个人，不是这么说话的这个人，但是他打得非常非常好。第三个问题是想问你，我们在台上看过很多拿上的小玩具，我们看过小狗狗或者是别的东西，但为什么你今天拿了一个小珠子，还有非常可爱的，在打比赛的时候给你们的对手看一看？We've seen a lot of different like animals on stage, and we know that Aspas likes to bring out the dogs. I think Atta Captain had an octopus.
A shark, I think, or
a
something?
shark or something at one point. What's with the pig? Why have you brought a pig out?
I don't know. Just after at the beginning of this year, I just started calling everyone pigs for I don't know why, but it just became a thing, and then I just started calling everyone that I play against pigs. So then we got a pig plushie for me to bring on stage and to point at to show them that I'm calling them a pig.
So they know what you're trying to say.
Yes,
Okay,
exactly.
okay. 他是在今年的时候，他是所有的人对他来说是个小珠子，他想让他们的对手们知道，他感觉他们就是珠子，比他不是。比较跟他来说不是让他那么好，所以他就是想大家都知道，所有的人对他来说是小珠子。Thank you very much, Busio, for this interview. Best of luck in the next round.
Thank you guys.
That was a great first match, but we have Genji versus Fnatic coming up next.
For teams have been eliminated from the competition. 4 teams have fought their way out of the Swiss stage. But today, the 4 #1 seeds enter the competition. It's playoff time in Shanghai, baby. We're about to see a great matchup between 2 incredible teams. The bombastic 100 Thieves going up against the ambitious Foot. What a way to kick off the playoffs.
Takes a little bit, but Asuna
Tortured.
getting himself boosted back over the top, able to find 1, swings out, notes that there's a player behind him, he's able to find 3, but out of Captain
I wonder what
Mist,
time the
up,
Fnatic
swap
game
for the
kicks
class,
off now then.
Suddenly, on for the ace! There it is, they almost aligned for him, but either way, he finds the opening kill, and Bang is quick with a response, quick with a follow-up.
Pause. Pause.
An aggressive op, able to find 1 as Cryo's going to be taken down, but Yeta J just plus forwarding in towards the site, ends up falling down. Still 2 players to try to hold it. There's just not enough time at the moment left in the bank as Bang collects himself a 3rd.
Yo, Sean, whatever you want to do, we do.
The follow-up, Lucio taken down with little jump peek. EU well back here at Snowman, able to find 2 kills. And Cryo gets Mr. Fallen.
You're terrible. Which one? Pick up the pig. Yo. Which one is it? Which one? Who's that? Which one? Wait, who's it?
13-2, 100 Thieves, welcome to the playoffs.
They looked absolutely insane.
The play is going to be coming through. The play now coming through. There's the C's. There's the orbital up over the top, and Cryo collects 2. Finds himself a 3rd as Cracks does get taken down. Bang to the box. He's on for the ace, but can't quite find it. Austin looking for the entry there, unable to find it, but Lucio able to put Cracks down. EU now going to be taken down, but Cryo arriving. Bring this back into a 2v2, and oh my god.
Yo, this shit's too free.
Collects the kill, tapping to the spike, a little bit of spray across. Asuna just fishing for something. Lucio able to find 1. Orbital strike now going to be coming through, and Cryo collects another 2 kills. I don't think they have any read on this whatsoever. There's the first one to fall. Another 3-piece.
Yeah. Come on.
13-5, 100 Thieves kick off the playoffs 2-0.
Destruction, absolute destruction.
I don't know what that'll be game. I don't know what's happening with the cup match. Funky little keyboard, isn't it?
Red Bull gives you wings.
It's gonna take some time, It's gonna take some
I'll be your drop dead manic pixie dream thing. I'll be here to die for. Tell me what you're feeling. Trying to make my eyes sore. Having trouble seeing. I'll be your drop dead pretty little sweet thing. Let me get it all right. Oh, how unappealing. Reach out for the
Welcome back to day 6 of Masters Shanghai. Now the Swiss stage is over and we're officially in playoffs territory, and I want to eat all of that. In any case, though, I'm Golden Boy alongside Mimi and Kukuka for our second match of this doubleheader day. We got ourselves a banger here. It's going to be really exciting. We got, of course, Genji going up against Fnatic, and you know what? In fact, folks, this isn't just a banger. This is a certified banger. That's right. We have a graphic too. Play the graphic. Yes.
Yes.
There it is. Do I have a horn? I think I have a horn somewhere. We probably left it in the America stage.
You can use the buzzer.
Oh, here, the buzzer's too far, and I'm too unathletic to grab it. In any case,
Crazed man won't even reach for a buzzer to make this joke.
It's not even. I can't. Like, if I reach right. Okay, here we go. Certified
What
banger.
the hell? I don't know what time the next game kicks off.
Extremely loud and correct buzzer. No, but this legitimately should be the
Foot got
strongest
absolutely
match of
tanked.
the opening stage here in playoffs. Both these teams, I think, are pretty evenly matched. Genji looked good with that 2-0 run to get their way through.
Hopefully this one will be more of a game.
Fnatic having this massive resurgence right at the end of EMEA.
And people are very excited, right? Because the last time we saw Fnatic at a global event, it was like almost 300 days ago. Like it's a very, very long time. And if we take a look at the trip that they had during the first stage in EMEA, it wasn't the most solid one. But if you look at it, they almost win against Navi and they lost to the other two teams being here. But I think that the most important bit is how much they grew from that first match against Team Heritage onto the end of it. They barely made it to playoffs, but then what a playoffs they had.
I think they've had a lot of awakenings this year. They come into kickoff, they're playing a lot of the same comps, similar ideas to what got them through last year. And the competition really stepped up.
Hopefully it won't be another comeback story.
Coming to this next level. But
Hopefully they can get the mid-game from the off this time. We'll see.
To make Shanghai, they absolutely stepped up. In particular, the individual players having great moments. I think Alpha and Leo.
I thought Foot would have given Thieves a bit more of a match than they did, but they just seemed to keel over from the off.
Unique comps, locking in the Yoru on a bunch of different maps, and really kind of redefining who Fnatic is.
And most importantly, I think that the major difference between the Fnatic that we saw during the regular stage and then on playoffs was the preparation. Like, they knew exactly, they had learned so much about the teams and so much about how they wanted to do things against them that actually map after map, they had a very good read into what the opponents needed to do. And again, I don't think it's an easy task to be 2-0 down in maps, be on that third map, be on a 7-2 deficit, and still win the series.
You have to give credit to Leo for pulling that off. The guy's having his flu game. He goes out and puts up an unreal performance.
Jordan moment.
And
last map he was like, I'm not gonna call, I'm not gonna say anything, I'm just gonna play. And then he played.
It was ridiculous. I mean, this Fnatic team, I think the playoffs run was the real reminder why people consider them a super team. Every one of these players is incredible. And when the game planning was finally back to matching that, they're back in the form to go on a run.
But hear me out, we're still on the same point. Yes, Fnatic was a lot last year, but where are they this year? They need to prove that globally. Yes, we still praise them because of what they've done in the past. Do they have what it takes to still do it in 2024?
Well, I'm really glad you asked that because I had an opportunity to catch down with Boaster and Chronicle to talk about the team struggles in 2024 and how they feel heading into the playoffs. Let's take a look.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? GB here, alongside with Boaster and Chronicle. We're gonna, catch up. It's been a while since we've had an opportunity to chat. First things first, though, after you guys did not qualify for Madrid, I'm very curious how the team, I guess, atmosphere kind of evolved since then, because it does feel like you guys have grown substantially since not making the first Masters?
I'll let you answer first.
Thank you, so kind. Yeah, I think we were a bit slow off the gate at the start of the year, and then slowly through repetition and playing games, we are coming to our form.
Was it like a meta thing, or was it like you guys not feeling like you were up to date on the meta, or was it like individually?
I think individually.
Yeah.
I think a bit of both. But yeah, I do think individually and as a team we weren't working as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've had to kind of work on that since, and obviously playing once a week as well helps with improving.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'd say we found the right kind of mixture when it comes to scrims and like how we should behave and stuff, and I think it's working out pretty well.
Well, I mean, for you, when you and Leo were coming in, it was a very big deal. It was like super team. And now, you kind of got a little dose of humility almost, having to fight through that adversity. How was it for you individually? Did you feel like you needed to become a better player, or did you feel like just something wasn't clicking and you had to figure it out?
I mean, I always have a need to be a better almost every day. So for me, it wasn't like that nervous, that stressful about like being the best or like that I have to be the best.
Yeah.
But it was clear that, for example, when we were not qualifying to Madrid, something was wrong. Something was wrong with transferring all the stuff, for example, what we practiced on officials. Yeah. Maybe because of stress, maybe because we weren't prepared well against everyone, or compared to everyone. But I think overall the way how we were like looking to the game, like how we were preparing it was kind of wrong.
Yeah.
And we tried to fix it, obviously, while we were playing stage 1.
Yeah, no, for sure. Now you guys are coming into this in an interesting position because, I mean, you're still freaking Fnatic, right? Still one of the greatest teams to ever play the game. But I think a lot of people are underestimating Fnatic in this event. Do you prefer this?
Well, from what I gather from the other teams, they don't seem to be underestimating us. It's just the general audience and like the fans and stuff.
Yeah.
So I actually, I don't really mind. I just know that for some reason, whenever anyone gets in an interview, they always want to say, we want to play Fnatic, or we don't want to play Fnatic. And so it's just like, we're carrying the reputation from last year into this year, which is good and bad. It was bad at the start, but I think now we're slowly becoming accustomed to it. Yeah. And we understand kind of what we need to do in order to make sure we're strong and like feeling in the mood for a good game.
Yeah. Do you think this is the return?
It's hard to say. I can't say anything, but I do think we're looking pretty good.
There's one thing I know about you guys. More than likely, that is true. Hey, appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for your time. Back to you.
Just want to say that guy is really attractive. But in any case, though.
The interviewer.
What can I say? Me, the interviewer. Me, the bald guy. Come on, man, just let me live. Now...
I was reinforcing the joke.
All right, well, look, guys, let's go ahead, though, and talk about an interesting kind of narrative that, a side narrative that was spun up. We actually saw it on Twitter. There was exchange of jerseys as well. Elba Putty actually used to be on this team, on this Gen G team, and now is going to be going up against his buddies, which I think is going to be a little bit of a rough one there.
How real of a narrative is this, Bea?
How real of a narrative?
You're the arbiter of realness.
Because he doesn't want to get revenge.
I think people, it's like a funny narrative. It's like funny in a dark way, right? Because yes, he was coaching Gen G. Most of the players were different. Only Meteor was there back then. But when partnership started, he was coaching the team, and they didn't make an international event. They didn't make a global, and then he transferred on to Fnatic.
They were a pretty mid-team in Pacific,
right? And but then he moves on to Fnatic. And then Fnatic misses out on Madrid. And I understand. We know how the internet is. We know how the internet is. And they're very quick. Exactly. Pointing at fingers. Because then Gen G is like, I'm Madrid, and everybody's
and then
like,
they get second place in Madrid.
Exactly. So it only
reinforced the narrative.
For Elba Putty, it's only gotten worse, like in the public eye like that. No, but I think that especially the resurgence that Fnatic has had, and with everything and every other team and what everybody has been doing, I don't think he is to account for all. Also because, Gen G is mostly a different team.
Yeah.
It is there. Different. It is there. Like,
but he might feel a little bit in the back of the head, like, I want to beat these guys. I want to beat my former team. There's always like that little bit.
Yeah, it's
even
always
if it's a little
bit.
fake.
Always a little bit there. Well, let's actually go ahead and hear from someone that knows Elma Putty quite well. It's actually Gen G's Meteor.
I'm now joined by Meteor from Gen G ahead of their match. Now, this is going to be the first time you play against Fnatic, and they have your ex-coach, Elma Putty, as well. So what do you make of Fnatic as a team under Elma Putty?
They are a good team, but we are better.
I love that. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
They are the best.
That's it. That's all you need, right? Enough said. Love to see it.
I love the little plushie he has, by the way.
True.
Is
Yeah.
it a
I love the
tiger?
hat. Have you seen the hat?
Yeah.
Jen was wearing the hat the other
the
day.
hat is lovely.
I do
I
want
have my Gen G clips for the hair.
Yeah.
But I'm legitimately a shield for this team.
For the hair as well?
Yeah.
I've been off the Pacific Goop this tournament, but this is the team besides Paper X that makes me believe. The runner-up at Madrid, they come back here
So 2 out of
and
the 2.
again are the runner-up in Pacific. But I think that this squad shows so much potential. We've seen players step back up to the level they were showing early on. Guys like Caron and Meteor are having a return to form here in Shanghai. And in the group stage, they beat two teams that were, in my opinion, were the two strongest teams that didn't end up making it into the playoffs, being, of course, FPX and also who's the other team they played? Leviathan. Yes, thank you.
Sorry, you were pointing. You were pointing at her. You weren't pointing at me.
But you're a rememberer.
Next time you should point at me.
Hear me out. I was spaced out because I was thinking of some of the plays, and I wanted to talk about texture. I think that he had a great impact. I feel like sometimes in these events it comes down to the duelists a lot and how they can evolve and how the rest of the team can set them up. And I was actually very surprised that he could keep up that performance. To me, he was one of the questions coming into this tournament.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, a lot of these players, like what they've been bringing to the table and the growth that they've seen, and it has been really impressive. Even when you talk about something like Karen.
How now, Wesley?
Another great example of a player that has really found himself
South Africa. There's a outreach. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Just giving this a quick view. The first game went in the blink of an eye. Foot against 100 Thieves. 100 Thieves just absolutely dominated. How are you doing?
Now running it back here in Shanghai, and he's just been so consistently clutch. When teams are
Just trying to tidy up some stuff on my PCs while I'm at it as well.
Where to push forward, finding his moment, and absolutely actioning on that, getting 2-3 kills pretty much every time. I mean, Karen's just been incredible.
Yeah, exactly. He moves around his utility so perfectly well. Like, he understands what the team needs. I think that this is the kind of player that even though he's very
Good stuff,
new,
man. Good stuff.
See the need. I don't see him being micromanaged. Right? That's what I mean. Like, you think that this is the kind of players that would be scared to make plays like this one or take some of the risks that he takes, but he doesn't. And he's always on point. You're not going to see him shake.
I found his piece. I didn't see you there. Sorry. How are you doing?
Korean controllers, of course, Mako, who was always, we were making these
That's a very good comparison.
Yeah, we were making the same points about this guy, great at navigating around the site.
Welcome back.
Super consistent. And I mean, Karon's just doing the exact same thing. This guy is really pivotal when Gen G goes on runs like this one. And pulling out a little bit more, I think something that's kind of cool about this matchup is that Gen G reminds me a lot of what Fnatic was last year, right? They don't run crazy comps. They run really simple ideas, but they execute on it incredibly well. They have great synergy.
All good, man. All good. I'm just having a chill morning watching this. I'm not sure what time the Fnatic game starts. I'm just talking about it at the minute.
Okay.
Hi, Chirag. How you doing?
Is actually kind of the epitome of that. Which is
Welcome to the channel.
But do you think that Fnatic is a bit jealous that
We've got people from all over, South Africa, India.
To achieve this year, like keeping that style, making it work.
Appreciate the support, guys.
Do you think that is Fnatic here? Do they have an advantage or not? Because
Who do you think's going to win this game? Gen G, Fnatic. Who do you think's going to come out on top?
I think what's cool about the style that they play,
It should be a close game. Hopefully closer than the last one. That was a
specific preset ideas, and a lot more so on just like the really high level of
appreciate it. Thank you.
Fantastic fundamentals and how good they are at adapting.
Fnatic.
I think it's a really kind of it's hard to like actually break down how they play because so much of it is just it feels like natural when you watch.
What I like that they do
It's looking quite.
Whatever they do it together.
Even in their votes,
they have like a great, like a hive mind.
The synergy,
if you will. The synergy is unreal, and I think that
You
that's
think?
always going to be the thing that will take you over the edge. It's why
Thieves looked a different level.
The finals of
in that last game. They looked like they absolutely owned it.
You still saw like these flashes of just brilliance in that final, even when they were dealing with, you know, a very strong Sentinels lineup.
But they're still able to keep that form. Like a part of me wants a team that is going to be very disruptive of that, because even when they lose, you know that it wasn't, they've not been defeated, right? Like they're lost, but it's like, yeah, you know, sometimes this happens, or this team played very, very well, but you cannot look back at them and say, you did a bad job.
As a resident EMEA head, I want to ask you about what you think of Fnatic's current style, because watching them, they're playing a lot of new comps. That previously, when they'd always change to a new comp, it looks very thoroughly cooked up.
Sorry about that. I must have just popped that in there.
When I'm watching this new Fnatic, they're playing a lot of comps that feel like it's kind of built around one idea, and they're relying a lot more on like individual moments and like micro plays to be good. And when we looked at that poll,
Gen G, they have been playing well, to be honest. So I think this will be a good game. I'm hoping it's a closer game. I hope there's a good fight. But I'm not sure what time they're going to start with that one finishing so early. I don't know if they're going to be talking for like an hour or...
It came down to things as simple as someone using a passive utility and nobody following up. In high-pressure games, we see that a lot because it happens. It's those
I might have had a game in the meantime.
But it was more of like a recurrent matter. It looked very weird that a team like Fnatic that has been together for such a long time can have those kind of mistakes or miscommunications at times. You just look at them and it literally looked like the problem was onto them, like they lost their own identity. They had all of these ideas, but they hadn't just chosen one. Like who do we want to be?
I'm not sure. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what time the next one's going to start. Because the last one only lasted like 2 maps. So I don't know if this one's not scheduled till like 12 o'clock or... It's pretty much evens in that vote. Like it's sort of hovered around the 50-50 mark.
That's very. I've been rated a lot. I can't doubt her.
8.2, 8.3, maybe 8.2.5.
I mean, we could even go up to a 2.5.
Good thing about 1 to 10, you know.
Yeah, right. Hey, that's why the 1 to 10 system's flawed, and 1 to 5 is the goated way to go.
No.
Okay.
No, because then I'd have to be like 4 point. You know, like I have to be even more specific.
You know what? I tell you what. We'll argue more about the.
And I will win. I will be right.
You probably will win. You probably will win here. But guys, I mean, this matchup, it's going to be, you know, outstanding. Of course, Gen G's bringing so much energy into this one. A very good run in the Swiss stage for them. And then on top of that, you have Fnatic. One hell of a run in the playoffs that got them to this point. What we're expecting here is a clash of titans here in the playoffs, and it's only going to be our first round of the playoffs. So, folks, I hope you're ready for this one because we have Gen G and Fnatic ready to take the stage.
Yeah, they must be coming straight on. Cool. Looks like it, mate. Looks like it. Some of the cosplayers are crazy. God. Fnatic is sort of technically the closest thing we've got to a home team here in the UK, so I suppose I have to root for them, really. I just hope it's a good match. Elmer Puddy.
You got Gen G versus Fnatic, the matchup that I think everyone had an inclination we were probably going to end
They look a man short there.
after the pick'ems came out, and this is exactly what we've been treated to here. Two fantastic squads needed to bring their A game here to open up the playoffs. There's your series layout: Lotus, Bind, and Breeze.
Lotus, Bind, and Breeze.
I really like this map pool. I think we're getting both maps that have traditionally defined the strength for both these teams. Fnatic has always
There's
been a low
not many picking Sunset at the minute.
come out and play into that standard comp with the Fade solo initiator. But Gen G's actually
It seemed quite popular in the sort of build-up, but it seems to be being left by the wayside for now.
Really relying on the synergy, the play on the fly, and how well they can implement
Ascent.
the game plan. And I think that's going to be so cool. To
Fnatic vetoed it.
The new kids face off against the masters on this map.
Yeah, exactly. And then moving on to Bind, a map that historically was so good for Fnatic. Let's see if they can find the footing onto that one. Also kind of funny, you know how in the end we see Breeze when it was a map that they dodged for such a long time.
Yes.
But I'm actually very, very happy with this map. We talk about, you know, having the read onto your opponents, and Gen.G has played a lot of Lotus so far in this tournament.
I think the key to success really for Fnatic comes down to getting this one 2-0. If we go 3 maps to Breeze, I really heavily favor Gen.G. I think that their Yoru, Aster comp in there, I think they're the best team in the map right now.
Yeah, scary if it gets to that point, right? Because you're also, you know, you're coming into this one, Fnatic. You're the #1 seed out of the EMEA region, winning out the region, and then you get to that map 3 against Gen.G, which of course is no slouch whatsoever in any stretch of the imagination. But it is going to put a lot of pressure on this roster, who was struggling at the beginning of the year to find themselves a bit more, right?
Yeah, exactly. We saw Emma there with all the notes, and they have to be prepared for today, especially after how taxing that final was, how long even the players.
I think one's for the chat amongst the team, and the other one's
especially after the season that they had, they needed this break. But now they need to prove that actually
probably more to dampen a bit of the sound as well.
But it is also a question about kind of warming up into a tournament. This will be their first match in a little bit since playing that grueling final.
Tokyo?
I do.
But the noise, if you watch the Rainbow Six final the other night, that was mental.
That was the cleanest run you could possibly ask for. Here goes your agents.
I've noticed a lot of them play on the stretched resolution as well.
That's it.
I'm really looking forward to the Leo Lakia. Like, I think that Lakia has been like an unsung hero for the side of Gen.G. He has been super prolific in some of the maps, and also again, and moving back to everybody warming up together.
Get your stretches on.
To the Raze versus Raze, I feel like Durka has been having a little bit of a delicate year. To me, he was one of the most consistent duelists for such a long time.
When it's flicking through the different views of the monitors of the team, some of them are on like the stretched resolution, so it's like should be like not widescreen, but they've stretched it to widescreen, so the
It's Dr. Doug and Dr. Baby Bay to you. Dr.
heads look a bit wider.
Oh, no. Yeah, that worked. That worked. It was almost too easy. It was almost too easy. Welcome
Yeah, they look
We've
quite
got a
chilled.
banger. GB was right. It is going to be a banger. We've got Fnatic on the international stage here at Shanghai for the first time. A pleasure to be able to introduce them, Dre. Going up against a team that has really taken the tournament by storm. People knew how good Gen.G was because of their performance in Madrid, of course, but they continue to impress.
And they're full momentum ahead. I mean, the way
That's the other thing. Gen.G have played 3 games already, haven't they? 2 or 3 games.
I mean, it
Whereas Fnatic are just coming in now.
And on a map like this, where the last 4 times Texture has played Lotus, he's had 20 plus every single time, even in their loss.
Looks like it.
FPX. He's been nuts. He's been consistently nuts. And it also helps that the team Gen.G is just very good at the map in general, right?
Yeah.
Like, when you win a lot, everyone looks good. And you expect the duels to look good, but Texture just brings a little extra when it comes to Lotus.
Yeah, and a lot of people, you know, they think of Texture and they say, oh, Jet one trick, this and that. But this man on this map specifically has stepped up so huge for his team. And like he just seems to, especially around that C site, just get multi-kill on multi-kill. I mean, how many aces have we seen him get? I think he almost had one in this tournament. He had a nice, crazy 4K. He seems to just be able to entry that site. And they are starting on the attacking
There we
side,
go.
which is something that they're not too used to. I think most of the time they played this map, they start on the defensive side. I think 11 of the times they play this map, they start on the defensive
Let's see how
side.
they get on it.
They will be able to set the pace, though. And, I mean, Fnatic on the other
Game
hand
on.
have to weather that storm. And I'm looking at Alpha here.
Yeah, Alpha is going to have a lot to do. He should, in theory, have his hands full against the star duelist on the other side. I think eyes obviously are drawn towards Durka as well. How do you match firepower with firepower in a way that keeps things competitive and attempts to stifle the explosive prowess that is
We've got
Texture?
exactly the same team as well.
Start for Fnatic. Durka gets his one, but 3 lost on the side of the defense.
And I like the
Didn't
idea,
go well.
you know, they were trying to catch him in that transition, but Gen.G's trading has been so good this year. They've just been a complete unit. And we're going to go into this retake. I mean, there's not really much Fnatic can do. There's infinite utility still from the side of Gen G. I mean, they didn't really have to use much because everyone just dropped like flies in that fight.
All they had to use were the bullets they had. And it's, I mean, it maybe gets messy. Lakia and Munchkin are both weak, but they don't really have any room to breathe on the side. Boaster falls, Leo will join him. Meteor gets two, their pistol, and it's full steam ahead.
I'm assuming the pros will get them free anyhow. I don't know.
That fade ultimate as well. Meteor, you know, getting two to clean up the round there. And I mean, Fnatic, they wanted that fight. I mean, look, they wanted it, but these shots just went the way of Lakia. He gets insta-dinked, but he just recovers from it. That poise to just be calm in that moment and not panic, flick around, you know, just shoot straight.
Oh, it's so tough when you've got multiple targets, when you've been head punched, right? Like you're just
They'll probably have like tournament accounts and personal accounts.
They settle and they score that first round. Into the next we go. The buy for Gen G feels conservative. A Phantom, a Guardian, a Bulldog, and then two pistols around it. In an era
But I'm assuming they will get early access and free skins and stuff.
They're kind of sticking back to the tried and true.
Yeah, I think Meteor actually purchased that Phantom for Texture off of getting those two kills and the bomb down. So, I mean, this has been Gen G's win condition, and this is why I praise Munchkin's IGLing so much, because he just knows how to set up Texture and how to enable him to take over these games.
There's a lot to be said about a leader who puts his star in the right position. It's often stuff that goes underappreciated too and unnoticed. Gen G
It's so patient.
Alphair is going to be the first. Chronicle over the top, and the turret will certainly help.
And that's going to dissuade them now. They're going to want to go back, and this contact style, I feel like Fnatic are kind of ahead of it.
Leo was not. Durka was able to trade, though. The one thing here is that, yes, Gen G have lost two members, but those were both the pistols.
Yeah.
The massive amount of, the vast majority of the firepower that's waiting on the other side still exists, and that comes through.
I've been watching for a while on and off, to be fair, but
really dicey for Gen G. This nade could create the pandemonium.
There's a few sort of things I do pick up, but when I'm playing, I tend to just lose the plot and just charge in like an idiot. Whereas these guys seem so patient, sort of like creeping up and then changing their mind and then coming back and going back again, and it's clever to watch them. It's
the viewers didn't really get to see it, but
they are impressive.
he had some things to say with that Phantom.
Some of the shots they pull off as well are ridiculous.
Already Fnatic are understanding how Gen G likes to play these situations, the way that they default on the attacking side. Gen G love to do contact plays. A lot of
He's up giving them it.
This time they're all ready and waiting to punish them, and it goes their way.
Dude,
I think they do talk constantly, we just don't really hear it.
I'm pretty sure they were all out of their seats. Boaster sang them like a soliloquy.
There's every now and then they put like their mics on and I don't know how they make out what people are saying, because they all seem to be talking over each other. But it's interesting to see them when they do that. It's
and already the Odin in play. The Odin can be so oppressive on a map like this, where these walls are just wall bangable. If you try to grab the orb, you're gonna die. Oh!
If you try to swing into Texture, you're gonna die too.
Yeah.
But there's that spam that you were mentioning, trying to settle into the second, but no, Texture claims another.
How did they get away with that?
Oh! Leo! 3 massive kills, the fourth not settled, but the damage has been done. What can Lakia do? No armor, but a rifle in hand. He's trying to get high ground. No fight given.
Some shots there, man.
We'll get that Fade ultimate online.
Yeah, but does he have enough space? I mean, he obviously is concerned about being pressed in.
Oh, he's gonna get wall banged right here. The bullets don't connect. He has the info.
Oh, he's got it down to 1, and there's that ult online. Paranoia traded for it. Boaster going forward. The captain of the ship trying to find Paul Waters and see if he can spot him. Lakia with 3 in the clutch for Gen G.
Played that, man. That was well played.
So great, especially in that playoff run that Fnatic had. But Lakia stole the round away. Someone who a lot of people wrote off. I mean, saying that he's washed, etc., all this stuff. A lot of the players from Gen G, it kind of seemed like they were the rejects. But when they come together and they band together, stuff like this can happen. It's been a back and forth fight so far.
And it's early, man. Yeah. We've played 3 rounds. Amazing. Gen G making plenty of noise towards A. 2 guns on the side of Fnatic.
Fnatic have the info here though, because on the opposite side of the map, Durka and Alfier took full control of C and opened that door, and they're able to rotate through here to potentially meet Gen G face to face. But here comes the showstopper out of Texture. He hears the footsteps.
Plus.
Another round that seems to be going the way.
Done well to get away there.
Not only did Gen G have full guns, they had Texture's ult too.
I would love to see that back after this round, because Durka found such a crazy timing, and he even is so aware. He drops his rifle to his teammate knowing that he's 5 HP.
Now he's got the rocket in his back pocket.
Yeah. What a sidestep from Chronicle there.
That was so clean. Not able to sidestep.
I don't know where he is.
This is 30 seconds. I mean, this series has told me already that nothing is safe, that nothing is secure, nothing is sound.
Yeah, you really don't know which way this is gonna go quite yet.
I mean, Durka's got 5 HP. Boaster doesn't have any.
Nice.
That was almost a clip the other way, but the MasterCard Thrifty comes through for Fnatic. Another round that, again, probably shouldn't have won, but they managed to convert.
And in all that chaos with the showstopper, Durka got 2 picks for free. I think we're gonna see it right here. Oh, the Omen Flash is what set him up. Oh, poor Lakia. What a shot from Durka there. And Durka in this year, I mean, he's had a
I see what I mean about it being on the wider
I mean, I was watching a lot of EMEA Valorant, and
stretched resolution there.
that he had in the previous year, but
I think it's to give them a bit more head to shoot at.
he's showing up and he's ready to play.
The desk was talking about how tumultuous of a year Fnatic have had.
Yeah.
How it seems like there was a possibility they don't make playoffs, they barely squeak their way through, and then they put together that gauntlet in the last 2 days to come in as the #1 seed.
That was nothing short of spectacular, Doug. That was such a crazy run. They have a chance to do the same here.
Was it 10 maps played in 2 days?
Yeah.
That's just ridiculous.
Experience could be the best teacher. Munchkin's gonna learn today, potentially. He does dodge those Killjoy mollies.
Yeah, I've noticed there's a few of them use it.
And they all crumble. Every single brick will fall. Meteor just forced to sit back and watch and wait. As a barrage of bullets surround him and destroy him. A flawless round for Fnatic as they take the lead.
And stuff.
And they just really cut off Munchkin on that entry there, and then the reposition from Chronicle, just understanding that he can take all that space and just honestly play aim labs right here when they're running through the smoke. I mean, they didn't have to worry about the gun from Munchkin in that buy at all.
Yeah, sort of sent at the right angle, didn't it, to get right in that corner.
Full light armor on the side of Gen G. You got Munchkin close to his ult. Meteor not far off either. But there's a lot on the side of Fnatic here, man. They have guns, they have full armor, they have a lot of ults online and more on the way. And they've got the open architecture as well.
A rocket to follow up just in case as well. No
Imagine they'll do about 6 or 7 hours a day, I would have thought. If not more.
A 4v2. Leo has been spectacular this map already.
I mean, the last 3 matches he's played, he's had like 30 bombs back to back to back. He was a big reason why the reverse sweep happened.
He and Chronicle both.
Yeah.
Have just been outrageous.
A cheeky
like
smoke,
times, especially in a game like Valorant, there can be quite a bit of recency bias, but you cannot forget about the star power and the veteran experience that this Fnatic team has. Yeah, they didn't make these events. They didn't make Madrid, right? But honestly,
hunt for Omen.
Going into this year was, I want to make Shanghai. And now they're here and they're doing this against a team of Gen G who, I mean, Texture has looked so good on attacking sides. That's where he thrives. On the entries, getting 4Ks.
It is early, though.
Yeah.
But you're right. Fnatic show no rust on the stage right now. No concerns about the fact that they haven't played through group stages. No concerns about the fact that they got Gen G to kick off this tournament.
Exactly, a team that everybody was saying is the deadliest matchup you can get.
And the truth is, Dre, we've seen a couple of clips and instances already that would reinforce that idea that Gen G are, of the teams that are coming through from the group stages, probably the scariest. But honestly, the firepower that's been brought to the stage by Durka, yes.
I'd imagine the most player.
Those three in particular have had some outrageous moments. It's also tough when Gen G's MO has been build momentum at the very beginning, kind of roll them over. You lose the Thrifty in the second round, and then you lose the fourth round another way that you probably shouldn't have.
Yep.
Things get real.
Not sure at what level, but I'm sure they must at least play it.
They don't want this one to slip away too much because, I mean, the last
learn some of the mechanics.
Rounds, maybe even the last 3 rounds have been very convincing for the side of Fnatic. I mean, openers every single time.
They've stuffed them.
Yeah.
You're right.
I mean, it's not fun playing 4v5 for, you know, the last 3 rounds you played on a map like Lotus.
Yeah, especially on a map like Lotus. You're right.
You're not able to manipulate rotations. You're not able to finesse on the attacking side, and it feels like the defenders, they could even just give a complete side play retake if they
Battle
wanted to.
pass sword.
Yeah. So much to be done there. We'll see what adjustments look like on the other side of this timeout. The first of 4. Should they all be used?
I think it depends. I think Gen G's got 2, but Fnatic's only got the 1, I think.
A little bit more, breaking the Killjoy utility that we saw get so much value on the round where they actually try to hit that site.
I think so too.
Try to bait it out and then maybe go for a re-hit. Deposit somebody at C mound, go contact at A. I mean, Gen G are known for playing a very contacty 4-1 playstyle.
It's bind after this, which is Fnatic's pick. So if Fnatic do well in this one, hopefully.
But instead, they decide to test the waters at the beginning.
Win it on the next one.
Utility exchange on both sides. An aggressive spot by Boaster here. Gives up a little bit of that space. Meanwhile, Meteor goes exploring towards B. And it is Durka who would be waiting on the other side. There's such a heavy lean from Fnatic towards the western side of the map right now.
Yeah.
This is really difficult. This is the weak spot if they were to hit, but man, it's tough and Blizzard's getting kills like that. Again, onto Texture of all people.
Yeah, he hasn't really had that clean start that he normally does.
It's interesting, it's the second time now that we've seen Munchkin have the hero rifle.
He does have that ultimate online, Doug, so if they can actually swarm the C site, or maybe bait out that utility and transition to B.
Yeah, man, it's just so patient.
Steal this one away from Fnatic, getting that Viper's put online. It's all going to come down to Alpha here.
I think there's so much to be done here, though, because Leo still has his ult. Even if Alfiero loses the space, he's got his lockdown to flush out the pit in case that's what's invested.
Omen's pushed in the air on his own.
Countering on this really early, or at least trying to. Leo will fall.
No more pit.
Munchkin is traded. The spam not connecting, not settling.
Should have had them.
Meteor punishes on it.
But while all this is happening, Doug, the bomb is being planted at A. It's going to be a head-to-head with the Omen players right here.
A perfect pump fake. Rotation through. Karan holding on to Heaven right now. With the Sheriff in hand. Lakia not much better off as far as weaponry goes. Spike has been ticking for a few seconds now as the wall goes up. Lakia understands there's a really good chance they've lost Contain. They've lost the shots, but Karan does not miss. A 1v2 now. Durka with so much on his shoulders. And again, time is the main factor here. He does not have the luxury of being patient with this, of being selective with his approach. He's got to take the fight to their doorstep. One will be found, but time will be the difference maker.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was well played that. They played.
From Karan.
Took at them in with the Omen.
The back-to-back Sheriff headshots. And I mean, Fnatic, they really fumbled their advantage in this round. I mean, they had numbers up the whole time. They got rid of that Viper's pit. The rifle wasn't there, but then this happens to
That was mad.
The whole time he didn't need to show it all. Oh my gosh, that was filthy.
Filthy.
From the side of Fnatic, even just those peaks, the spacing, it wasn't quite yet. It just wasn't there. There was no trade that was available.
Few ults on the go.
Honestly, he probably hits the shots anyway with how crispy that looked.
Very true. The Odin is online again.
And an op in the hands for Durka, who's currently playing towards C, but all of the pressure headed the way of A.
Oh man, this is that 4-1 style that I was talking about.
There's only
From Chronicle to just keep control.
one left in, isn't there?
You know, force Gen G off a tree, spam to follow up, a little bit of chip damage.
Well, but I think that's the question: is do they respect it or do they drop the lockdown? Yeah, to funnel them out.
It's an awesome lockdown.
That pit is so far up, they have to give up a lot of the space here if they want to hang on to it.
Oh,
now counter lockdown used.
Yeah, the cycling of utility, ult for ult. But Gen G will come out on top of this because it was, remember, it was the Viper's Pit also invested.
And it got kept up the whole time. Yeah, that's a beautiful response from Alfier. To not only negate Meteor's ult, but then to also keep the pit preserved. And an op that was sung at the beginning of the round finally gets its opportunity. Durka not able to land the shots. A lot of the pressure headed his way. See the utility in full force as Durka has to get out.
Swamped.
So. Now without taking some damage along the way. And now another pit used. Oh, Leo will fall.
He was not ready for that whatsoever.
Boaster has picked up the op texture, playing this tight angle as the smoke goes down. He tucks, finding a little bit more safety in the pit. They don't really have much more to get through to this.
This post plan is so hard, but Chronicle gets texture. That's an opening.
The paranoia now invested. Lockett trying to hold the lines. Chronicle gets
Absolute carnage with the Viper pit, like.
Caron falling down with 30 HP to try to hold him back. Cannot land the shots. And now it's a weapon traded. Munchkin left in 1v2. One spotted. The second snap will not connect.
Just.
Wow. I mean, Fnatic just stole this one away. They have no right winning this round. No right whatsoever. It was all because of Chronicle punishing this Viper's Pit, the spam in the beginning, and then he just takes the step in. That was ridiculous.
And then again, Alfier's ult at the beginning of the round.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if Alfier doesn't ult there, they can flush them out of the pit, and they probably end A.
Yeah.
Few expletives in there, I think.
Get the Viper's Pit down on A. Make it scrappy again. And texture, I mean...
Yeah, I think there's only Edward Gaming left in from the China
I thought that was going to be all she wrote.
group.
Just couldn't hit the mark.
Gen G again on this awkward buy. I feel like I've seen more rounds than not that look like this.
Yeah, they forced up a rifle almost every single eco round. To be fair, that back and forth in the beginning of the game allows you to do so.
Right. It's also interesting to note who's wielding it this time. Texture, 2 away from his ult.
Should be an orb gathered here on C. So already Gen G looking forward, you know, trying to build up the ultimate economy. Don't really have a lot to work with, you know. They're playing this so slow.
As quickly as you say it, Boaster falls. Oh, but Chronicle's tucked, and he has no idea that they're a little bit...
Oh, got away with that one.
It doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't have to be clean.
Yeah.
Fnatic settle. The hero rifle down. Meteor and Caron, the 2 that remain.
30 seconds left.
I mean, the Sheriffs have been filthy this map so far. Leo's going to be flushed into the angle. He's not able to land the shots down to a nice set of HP. Landing
nice. Done well to survive that grenade there.
Stability for Fnatic. I mean, I like that Fnatic are confident in taking these ones, but I'm just worried for the future rounds when the guns are in favor of Gen G, that could be a way in to this game. Because right now it feels like Fnatic are in the driver's seat. They're manipulating the rotations. They have Durka just like posted up on C with an op for the last couple of rounds, maintaining all that space, painting a better picture for Boaster to manipulate, you know, be ahead of the rotations, I mean.
Who you picking, bro? Who you picking?
That's the kind of game we've got, huh?
Yeah. So funny.
That op still in the hands of Durka. A couple of ults to play with for Gen G, who find themselves down 3 on a map that has been historically ridiculous for them.
Yeah, they're 11-3 on it this year.
You wouldn't believe it, given how this has gone, and it doesn't look like it's getting any better. I thought for a moment Texture was going to have a timing because Durka didn't spot him at the beginning, but more was found, and now satcheling forward, hunting.
Oh, That's 2 for Munchkin in this round.
Chronicle had contained there, but he falls. Leo filling in on the space behind it. The wall's the only thing that's keeping him back. He hears the cross. He hears the footsteps. They're trampling forward. But Boaster has stayed. Is he aware? Too many targets to choose from. Or excuse me, his Karin there was there.
Spike planted.
And now the dog going forward. A Nightfall. Oh my gosh. In exchange. And a Prowler to follow up. 3v2, but the spike was planted. Can they hold on? Lucky, that's a big kill. Looking for a second. Tempted into the swing. And baited for it. Now Munchkin. 45 HP. Forced to play the hero. Forced to be the savior for Gen G in this round. In this half.
Oh, nice cover.
Second. But Alfier with the steady hand saves it again.
What a trade. They almost lined up there.
I was gonna say, could have got them both there.
Of the round. He almost closed it out at the end. Almost did the impossible, it felt like. That was such a nice retake from Fnatic. I mean, this kill, well, not this one, but after these kills from Munchkin, when Karin is stuck on an island, all the noise made from the flank, that timing for Leo to just flank around Karin there, I mean, that was everything. That opened up the retake. Alpha sitting at 12 and 6, dude. And the ults are online and flourishing.
Alfair's just become a cornerstone for this team. Through the pretty and the ugly. The kid's good, man.
Yeah.
Gen G pushing forward B. A little bit of noise was made off of that early TPA to suggest that that's where they were headed, but they have fully sent. Look at how far up Texture is. Paterka trading a rocket. Dropping the first and the second. And now looking for more. But not connecting. Lakia on the swing in the face of the lockdown.
Good stuff.
Texture cannot stand either.
What a beautifully set up retake. As the bomb is going down, we see the showstopper come out for Durka. And they have more ults if they want to. Alfier, at that point, he can invest the lockdown.
Right.
I mean, it just makes it so it's chaotic on the actual site. And
Carnage, that.
right now, I mean, they're playing.
I expected them to get it after that. Them 2 shots there. With the
holding for swings. The pre-fire.
managed to turn it around.
Yeah. They're ready for all these aggressive plays that Gen G have cooked up.
I mean, they have insurance policies to every single round, too. They've got layers.
Yep. This might be one of the best Lotuses I've seen from Fnatic this year.
I mean, with how this map started, too, the crazy tit-for-tat that we had at the beginning, I mean, you wouldn't think we're watching the same map anymore.
Yeah.
Fnatic have just rolled. And honestly, a lot of fans have been left wondering, where did Gen G go?
I don't know. Maybe they just need to warm up into this series because so far, I mean, not only are they getting outshot, but they're getting out macroed. Fade out will be baited though. That's a really good heads up play from Munchkin to tap that door, fall back, not get punished.
Poison's off.
Only one Prowler.
Getting so patient. Just.
I mean, the thing is Fnatic have 4 players here with no reason to have to rotate. They know that there's 4 ones, and you see Alpha playing all the way back in spawn because he knows that he doesn't even want to give the 1v1 to anybody.
Yeah, he's
from the side of Gen G. What? How did he just hit that?
I don't know. But you're right, Alfier's the weak side and he knows it. He's not playing too far up.
Oh
and you've got Boaster who can TP to the opposite side of the map. That's exactly what he does. Alfier plucking Texture out of the sky. And the defense of Fnatic will stand strong once more.
Insane.
Meteor has been surrounded. You've got pings on the mini-map. What a slaughter.
Nice.
This was one of the best defensive sides I've seen. I mean, they were 2 steps ahead. Forget 1 step ahead. Most teams are 1 step ahead. They were 2 steps ahead.
They were running a different race.
Look at this, look at this, look at this. Oh my gosh. And then the same kill right here.
That's mental.
What, 3 of those?
Oh my
has gotten 2 of them. Alfier gets his 1.
Oh my goodness, Doug.
It's a no-fly zone on this map, man.
Fnatic are insane so far.
And again, the vibes. Bro, bro, they're talking trash across the stage. Every single one of them is getting involved in it. And obviously that's what has led to this ridiculous 9-3 performance on Lotus. We're going to throw it down to Yinsu, who's standing by with Fnatic's performance head coach.
A fantastic start here for Fnatic. I'm now joined by their performance coach, Ryan. Now, we're not really used to seeing this scoreline. Usually you guys are the 3 rounds down. So I wanted to ask you, why is it that you always have what it takes to make a comeback, no matter how big the deficit is?
I mean, firstly, it's great to be here in China. Have an absolute wonderful time. But great question. I think the guys have been playing together for so long, so there's a lot of trust in the team, right? We really believe in each other, and we know that in these situations we've come back before, so we know we can do it again. And we keep it really simple. It's focusing on communication and regulation. So say what you see, keep things simple, and keep yourself regulated. Stay calm under pressure. So lots of breaths, you know, lots of resets, and then focusing on what's next. And that's it, one round at a time, and that's how we're able to make these comebacks.
So it's basically Leo's bread and butter, right? Because he seems like that player, right?
Yeah, Leo is Mr. Calm, cool and collected, and yeah, you can see in the team, when he's calm, everyone else is calm, and same with Boaster as well. When he's calling with confidence, everyone else follows, and we're nice and calm and controlled and able to execute and come back.
And very quickly, what kind of preparation have you been doing since you've been in Shanghai?
Well, I mean, we had a pretty stressful run into the finals, obviously of our final against Heretics, so we've just been trying to focus on recovery.
Good game against Heretics,
really
like.
want to focus on getting here, overcoming the jet lag, and then just getting into our routines again. So lots of physical activity, you know, good quality nutrition, and focus on rest and recovery, and good quality scrims. So that's been the key focus from a performance standpoint since getting here.
Well, the boys look absolutely great out there. Thank you very much for your time, Ryan, and let's see if Fnatic can close out this map.
Thank you so much, Yinsu. It's always good to be able to hear from the brain trust that has put together this dynastic team with Fnatic. And yeah, they've had their stumbling blocks throughout the year. And yeah, they weren't in Madrid. And yeah, they almost didn't make playoffs. But honestly,
9-3.
finger to every single one of those storylines right
Let's
now.
hope they don't end up on the receiving side of it.
Time off, the fact that they're able to be accustomed to the travel and everything and prep heavily against a team like Gen G, I think that's, I mean, we're seeing that work to their benefit right now. Even from the pistol round, I mean, they wanted that fight. They were ready for something like that. I mean, that's all prep. Yeah, it didn't go their way, but that's how they're thinking. And that's a scary Fnatic. Much like Gen G's approach to a lot of their maps, we're seeing Fnatic emulate that in a 4-1. Now opting to make some noise. Seeing if Gen G bite
Save
on
the
anything,
defend as well as the attack.
progress. It looks like we're about to...
Oh boy.
There's that in full effect potentially, Doug.
Yeah, there's the aggress. There's the aggress you were looking for.
But Gen G, they're second guessing themselves.
Or maybe just not wanting to commit too far.
I mean, they really have no idea what's happening around the map right now. Gen G have used no info utility.
No, but I think they can hear Fnatic jump spotting there, and that's why they want to turn attention this way and take this fight. But Alphayear, you sneaky son of a gun, only found one.
Jeez. And as that's happening, look at this. It's a free A site with Chronicle and Boaster.
Death by 1,000 cuts. Just when you think you understand what's happening on the other side, just
Get
when
yourself
you think you know
cornered.
Fnatic are going to strike, they pull the rug out on you.
And now they're going B! A masterclass!
They've got to convert the round, though, and pistols are never secure.
That's mad.
Yeah, Boaster really set them up
How
here, though.
quick and they've done that.
Got to settle, though. Oftentimes, this is the hardest part. Chronicle will fall. Numbers the way of the defense. They've gotten the spike down, though. Perhaps seeming a little insecure or a little unsure about their post-time position. Zerka's able to funnel out onto one, and he will fall. Boaster, though, will crumble.
Nice.
You have everything set up, but pistols are just a different beast, man.
Yeah, especially against the aimers of Gen G. That 1v1 with Meteor and Chronicle, that's honestly what it came down to because it made Fnatic have
They're
to
done well,
take aggressive space. That's why you saw that paranoia from Boaster into Heaven, trying to catch anybody off guard in that retake. Yeah, if Chronicle just lives here, I mean, this is a whole different round you have to feel. Munchkin, the IGL, dropping bombs like that. I mean, they're still in this, Doug.
13 and 11 for the caller. On the side of Gen G, still much to be done, though. 5 rounds separating these two.
And right now for Fnatic, you have to identify if you can grab any of these orbs, try to build up some ult economy. You know, we have Leo that's sitting at 3 orbs already. Fade ult could be so devastating.
And he was so good in the first half, man. There's no reason to suggest he's going to slow down.
I mean, if he can get this, which it looks like he's going to, potentially. Oh, no. Looks like they might just go for a hit. Oh, they're giving it to Durka.
They're out of util. Yeah, I think they're going to continue to play this map as best as they can. And honestly, this is what Dre, I mean, I would love to get your thoughts on this because this is what kind of felt like was missing from Gen G on their attacking side.
Yeah, they didn't really bait out any utility at C. I mean,
What's
they
he
did
meant
a
to do,
similar
like?
slow default where they did farm some orbs, but there wasn't a bait out of that molly that we just saw broken. Right. And it's small things like that that can like put doubt in the minds of Gen G with that one molly being broken. Now that turret gets pulled. Now no one's on this A site. If they get bombed down, this is a really successful round for Fnatic. And
I'll do you one better. They might win it. Wow. Lakia falls. Texture, weak. Meteor, not much better off. And they got the spike down.
And the classic could be so good in this moment, but Leo falls right last second.
That's okay. They refresh the smoke. The nade is going to be really good. Flushing, Texture out. Oh, but they get both. Leo and Durka not able to stand.
But they're low, Doug. Everyone is low right now for Gen G.
I feel like they've been low the entire round. Chronicle on the swing. The taps connecting. But Meteor and Kara hold the line just when it looked like Fnatic was going to be up to their wild antics once more.
Oh my goodness. Texture. That satchel. Or
Lost
just
a
running
couple now.
He had
a main smoke. I mean, yeah, he had no choice, right?
The nade was in his lap. It's either you get out or you die.
I just can't help but feel like that was just lucky, though. That was RNG. I mean, Durka almost connected there with the right click. That's the prime position to have a classic. I mean, the right click's there. I mean, it could have easily just one-shotted him.
Yep. Yeah, 1000%.
And look, all that damage done. The buy from Gen G, it's so scrappy. Everyone light armor. You only have 3 Guardians.
This is the chance to...
What's the play here? What noise is made?
get back in
Seeing a convincing
winning ways.
Yeah. And again, I mean, they're playing the map super well here. There was utility drawn out B in the previous round. It was drawn out C. And that, I mean, that leaves Gen G in a tizzy.
There.
Another orb gathered onto Durka here.
Now 3 away from his ult.
Just putting the doubt in the minds of Gen G.
The problem with this, though, is, I mean, Fnatic have done a really good job of making noise in a couple of different places, of denying utility in a couple of different places, but what they haven't gotten off of it so far is space in this round. Look at this. They're still
they've pushed right out again. It's
paranoia in their lap. Texture's going to tuck out from under the smoke. Punish one, punish a second. The one thing that Fnatic missed in this round was space.
Oh my goodness, that paranoia was amazing from Karen.
Find you.
It hit every single player. And now Texture, I mean, he's looking way more confident now after that.
30
It's
seconds
still 3
left.
rifles up on the side of the attack. And the mind game continue.
It's just going to be so hard to bring this one back. I mean, I think they're going to end with a B split. If Alpha can kill Munchkin here, they do have a chance. They have an opening.
Yeah.
But I think, they're going to save.
Yeah, there's nowhere for them to go.
They have to.
10 seconds left.
So the clock is the decider on this one. As Gen G will get up to 6. Then I think worth mentioning as we start to cast our eyes towards the next round is what the buy will look like. Financially, they're going to be set up super well. That's not great on the other side. The weapons they tried preserving fall apart.
Lost them.
2 of those guns, and this was that Omen flash, that paranoia that I was talking about. Durka was hit as well. He couldn't hear that Texture was behind him. And much like what Gen G did poorly on their attacking side, I feel like Fnatic is taking a page out of their book. They didn't break any of that Killjoy utility seat.
No, they got some of it B, but that was it, really. And then they got the Orb C to suggest maybe they're there, but you're right.
Yeah, you gotta try to break that utility to make it even more convincing. That being said, Gen G still did rotate 3 players there, and we're gonna be going into a straight B hit.
Oh!
He still left him. I mean, he didn't get the kill, but
he almost connected on that.
That did not feel good.
I'll turn the shit on it.
Just Buster and Alfio that are left now. 1 rifle in the hands of the Sentinel. And they're going to get the space, or they should, in theory, get the space to get the spike down if they commit to A. But that window's closing real fast.
Gen G are playing this defensive side really well right now. When they're up numbers, you know, they're just chilling out. They're grouping up. not giving ones.
Nor should they.
As I say that.
Is this where they
Drop.
Up here with 3. Boasters left alone. On an island in a 1v2, and Munchkin clean with it.
Woo! IGL v IGL. Munchkin
Gonna
had
be
nothing
close.
there. Just dialed in on his crosshair on that angle, waiting for the peak. Fnatic almost brought that back though. And those kills, I mean, I believe that should allow Alpha here to have a Killjoy online for this next round. Yeah, there it is.
Take a look at it again. They're the ones that you were talking about. They don't normally give one.
They don't.
They're normally far more disciplined. And honestly, it was that lapse in judgment that made things as messy as it got.
Yeah.
So into the next, we go 4 rounds away of the defense.
And an Odin buy and an operator online for Gen G. This could be so smothering.
Odin
You're
and
gonna have
up.
an op on one side of the map and an Odin on the other. So it's like, pick your poison.
I mean, it's the exact same approach Fnatic had on their defensive side.
Oh my gosh. Chronicle got smacked down so low from this wallbang. This is so aggressive with an Odin. You don't normally see this. Normally you see that tree play that we saw in the last half. And aggression here too from Texture.
They're feeling frisky.
Good bait.
Karen's gonna be here with a... Oh, he doesn't have his paranoia. He's already used it. The spam coming through. The kill will land. The second transfer. Steady.
We've lost the
He's
spike.
like Rambo right now. One-man army.
Alphier might be able to find a timing here. Might be able to find a window, but it's not just Meteor that's here. There's utility.
Placing swamp grenade.
Munchkin's on the other side.
Didn't even look.
He was right to try to flush out that corner.
I think that he was assuming there was only, you know, an alarm bot there, but he got more than he asked for. And it's these rounds on Fnatic's attack so far where
Good struggle, yeah.
they're not really taking full control of that C, that mound area. They're not really depositing anybody there. And when they go for the re-clear at A, I mean, they're losing that exchange. Once they lose that exchange, it's a 5v3. There's nowhere else to go. I mean, Alpha has been lurking front B.
Right.
Obviously, if Texture has that deep C angle,
10 seconds
where
left.
else is Alpha going to be lurking?
Right.
That's why you see the crossfire on to be in that moment. Now they're just going to hunt.
As they should. You see the buy for Fnatic. It's brutal. A flawless round for Gen G as they've
The
closed
bullet
it
right back.
It's completely slipped away. Fnatic have had no success on this attacking side apart from the pistol round, where that was probably their best chance that they had.
Go on, get your head up, man.
The frustration has set in.
Remember at the beginning of the map, they were all out of their seats. They were drawing off across the stage. Been real quiet on that side of things since then as a timeout is called. And honestly, this is a really good time to talk about what the performance coach was saying, what Ryan was talking about in that interview with Yinsu, because this is what you need right now. You need a calming presence. Yes, this map has gotten out of your hand. You probably should have won the map by now, right? Given the lead that you had, given how your guys were shooting in the first half, but
We haven't won one
you
yet.
should be able to settle down. You need to be able to calm things down.
It's a turnaround.
I can't help but feel like there should have been an earlier call to this timeout, maybe even after the first gun round, but I guess just the way that the rounds went, maybe, coach of Minnie and Elma, they were just, let's wait a little bit, let's not hit the panic button yet, and it's fine. Like, they did have a big buffer, but, I mean, we're getting in territory that's, uncharted now for Fnatic, and it can be very scary going in head first against a team like Gen G, who now has the momentum on their side.
I mean, it's been a ridiculous string of rounds so far. 5 for Gen G.
And they were so convincing. I mean, like I said, the pistol round was the only one where you could truly say that Fnatic, I mean, it looked good for them.
I think the scary thing on the side for Fnatic on the side of Gen G 2 is they've got a lot of their ults that are about to hit at the same time. And so they're going to have a luxury on investing all of them, on staggering them, on creating this overwhelming oppression that Fnatic will have to navigate through.
Yeah. And now we're seeing why Gen G wins this map so much. I mean, 11
Missed.
of the times that they played
Know what they're doing.
Defensive side, and they're 11-3 on the map.
Oh, they dropped that nano to try to clear the util, but it splits the uprights. It literally goes around every single thing that was there.
So unfortunate.
So the turret is still there. Finally, one of the nanos just got cleared, but still another one in play.
I like this idea with the Lurk Orb. This will open up the opportunity to break this Killjoy turret.
They've got to be careful here. Karn has taken so much space, excuse me, on A. They know that it's a hit C. They've been able to lean everything here. And sure enough, everyone is around.
Pandemonium, chaos.
First ult used. And it seems like there's not really any way in. Gen.G have slammed the door on this round once more. Now they've got the pit they're going to have to navigate through, but Chronicle has gotten past it. Durka investing his rocket, getting another. The defense still trying to hold on strong.
Come on.
They're rotating out, and they're leaving two. This is a beautiful call.
Wow.
Better.
Just wow. Oh, wait. Okay. I thought for a second, maybe there's an opportunity for Karon there, but that was nicely played from Fnatic. It got a little dicey though.
Thanks for the sub, Hoon. Appreciate it.
And for a second, it was looking like it was going to be in favor of Gen.G. But that showstopper and then also Chronicle surviving.
That was a better round. The
hear anything. It was just him on an island.
kept them contained there. They're doing well.
Yeah, I mean, if Chronicle goes down here, this is not an opening to the round. Yeah. And I truly feel like it's in favor for Gen.G.
See if they can keep it going.
C site for Fnatic, and now they have an operator online on their own.
I mean, success on the attack half for the first time.
Yeah.
And now the spam through from Lakia, getting the best of Boaster. But Odin continues to be a problem.
Shortly lived success, apparently.
Yeah.
Oh, we got another 5v3. This is probably about the 4th time. Chronicle does answer back, though, and if they can contact somewhere else, maybe they have a chance of bringing this one back.
They find themselves in these positions a lot.
Thought they would have rotated by now, but they're still pushing apparently.
This Killjoy ult, like Alpha's Killjoy ult, just to get the space to get on the site.
Do you not save it for the next round?
I mean, we'll see. I think there's a world in which they use the Killjoy ult if they can't get any kills.
Sure.
And maybe then they invest the Viper's Pit, but if you do that, then Meteor is just going to counter you.
Right.
So you have to, you're absolutely right. You have to find a kill first. An early ult, though, this could be a great opportunity for Fnatic to steal this round away.
Surprised they committed to that there. Chronicle will not find safe exit out. But again, the map is Leo will fall. Now Alphier with op in hand has to
left too much.
The spike has already been diffused to half. Filling in on the space with no choice but to dig his heels in.
Yeah, nice try.
World and Alphier cannot.
Disaster.
They give them too much to do there. That was
I mean, his intuition, his timing on
a
that
tricky one there, man.
that if he can kill the bomb planner who's trying to get back into main, I mean, it makes it nearly impossible for Fnatic because at that time, at that moment, Alphier is already dropping that counter KJ ult.
I mean, it's the 5v3 again. You mentioned it at the beginning of the round. That's such a hard position to play from.
And it's always at the A side of the map. So for Fnatic, you had success so far only going towards the C side of the map. Early, late.
We'll go all the way to this one, like.
Will read into that, but you should still condition the C default.
More of a game than the one earlier, anyhow. Put it that way.
So you have a more advantageous fight. A change of pace here, though, as Durka will be running it down front B. He does have a Phantom to his name.
And full armor. Alfie are the only other one that well equipped. They've managed to get onto the site. They've got Chronicle's Pit. Nice. Invested right on cue, and now Paranoia in the hands of Boaster, but Durka already falling.
How?
Gen.G can slip the net. That's the pit. That was a big success. Key if they can hang on to it, but Leo might be the real safety that they needed. Leo might be the real playmaker because he's going to be hitting on a late flank here. The timing on this is going to be everything. Can Fnatic keep enough attention?
Oh, should have just spammed through the smoke there.
Crumble, leaving Leo on his own.
Could have got two of them if they spammed.
I mean, he might get away with one, but can't even do that.
It was a great retake from Gen.G, but Fnatic, if you're gonna play for your win condition, which is Leo flanking around Heaven, I mean, you're not supposed to. Just play in the main, play the time. Put doubt in the minds of Gen.G. Let that clock run down low.
And it might have been something where they couldn't find safe passage out, right? Like they couldn't find enough.
I mean, that was a decent shot on Viper to take the pit down, but
Look at the shot. I mean,
why they didn't just... They could see where the Odin spray was coming from. Why didn't they just spray back?
He just didn't get the right timing this time. And It's got to be so frustrating if you're Fnatic because you know that you should have won a couple of these post plants. I mean, starting from the pistol.
Tied once more.
They've let them right back into this.
And he's going creeping. Alfier's only one close by.
Oh, again? Lakia has been it's just such a madness with the Odin.
And where was it?
It's at A.
It was A again.
But this time, I mean, chronically, he was playing in the back like normal Vipers do. You're not used to an aggressive fade Odin that deep. And to be fair, Lakia, he's been doing a good job at changing like the pacing of where he's doing the spam from.
Right.
I mean, the last time he did that aggressive attack spam was probably like 4 rounds ago. And even then, he almost caught out Chronicle.
Alfier and Texture are playing a game of chicken right now. It's a war of attrition. Who's going to be the one to get antsy first?
Whoa.
Oh, he's not able to land the shot. Tried satcheling away. Patience pays off for Alfier.
So close there.
The Meteor clotheslines him on the other side. And now attention turned towards B. Munchkin trying to reposition the smoke, but he gets tagged, has to take a step back with the Prowler nipping at his heels. Finds safety, finds an exit. That's still Odin in the hands of Lakia.
Nice.
It will fall. Durka wanting to go forward, slams his head on the roof.
Come on.
Doesn't matter.
Watching here.
The pivot back A will be safe. The spike will go down, and Gen G are left to figure out how do they win this retake. Down in numbers. Durka weak. I mean, all of them have taken some damage on the side of the attack. Meteor now creeping forward. Munchkin over his shoulder. Realizing that things are at least under the illusion of safety. The suck first. The swing out from Durka will fall. Are they expecting another? Now attention divided. They're looking on either side, leaving Munchkin on his own. He's got to take the fight to Leo, isolated as best as he can. He's gotten it down to 1. With 3 bullets left and time short, calls Boaster's bluff. Tempting him into the swing.
Nice.
Fnatic get to 11.
And it wasn't pretty, but a win is a win, and they needed this one for sure. It was so scrappy around that broken door area. I mean, Texture was so close to hitting this, but I mean, even just this peak, I mean, it's just ones. And that satchel, I mean, Durka kind of missed it there.
But all good when you've got the firing squad with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, the paranoia out from Boaster. I believe it was Chronicle who traded him.
Now the dead shirt, but they've only won 2 rounds this second half.
Still within sniffing distance of taking this map, a map that, as we mentioned earlier, has historically been beautiful for Gen G.
Yeah. Fnatic definitely did themselves justice with that defensive side because if Gen G started on defense, I think this would be a whole nother game.
Bot coming back.
Finally a C default. The difference here is that Texture has an aggressive A line.
Chronicle just used his orb C.
They've used quite a lot there.
Yeah, I think that's why you see rotations there.
Yeah, I think they're committing. This is not a fake. This is not playing around the map. And the opener will certainly help. But Meteor playing around the utility as best as he can, trying to be a nuisance, finds a second. 3v3, they continue to slam their face into this site.
Got away with that one.
The door will swing wide open.
They're so scared, they don't want to throw this round away. That's why you see them just backing off. They don't want to fight fire with fire.
Yeah, this
They use so much stuff there.
Take a little space, give a little space right back. It's been difficult. But Gen G have been they've managed to figure it out the vast majority of the time, but here it seems like Fnatic have an opening again.
That last post plan, I think it was the same 3 players, or maybe Leo was alive last time.
10 seconds
but it was
left.
still a lot of ones. So Fnatic need to play together this time.
I imagine Gen G go for this. They've got the money to do so, or maybe they let Munchkin try to get an opener and maybe decide then. But the op in the hands of Texture, that's the prize possession.
They will swap. Looks like Texture is going to be the only one that goes for it.
Yeah.
Hail Mary.
Texture go kill.
Yeah, but Durka knows.
It makes sense too. He's 1 point away from having his ult. He's gone on a mission to secure his ult, and that he has. That will secure the round, though.
Yeah,
So Fnatic
the other
will
one's
get to that
hiding.
point,
Keeping the op.
but the defense will have a rocket in the hands of Texture.
Good stuff.
Barring some silliness at the end, and op in the hands of Genji as well.
One more.
Fnatic looks so good when they lean towards the C side of the map. When they're heavy C, they look great. They do a really good job of baiting out the utility, weathering the storm of Genji, not giving isolated fights on the actual site, and they also don't really overextend on the site. They kind of just fight in their main, that main
They
line,
gave
their
up
main
so
choke.
much util there, though.
I don't even think they've gone on the actual site. I don't think they've even touched it. They understand that Genji likes to flood in and take all the ones. And a lot of their downfall has been defaulting towards A. So we're seeing another 1-3-1 here.
I thought Munchkin would have the op here, given that Texture has his rocket. But still with the op, still with the ult. Lakia still
Spam
with the
battle.
spam. But he's the one who walks away worse for wear.
What an interesting battle.
Fnatic lighting up the mini-map with the lean towards B.
I think they have an idea that there might be something going on around front B right now. And Boaster in this position, he's setting up for an Omen Flash.
Yeah.
Had somebody been close door and tapped it for a rocket pinch potentially, he would have invested that paranoia.
But he finds no one's home.
Yeah. And Durka now has a showstopper of his own to bust open this site.
And they're stacking. Every single one of them are here. Lakia with the tap of the door. The spam coming through his meter swings at just the right time. The op will not connect, but Fnatic will.
They were ready for that, Doug. They were waiting for it. It didn't happen at the time they thought, but
the call was correct.
Yeah, they knew it was a possibility, and that's why the trades went in their favor.
Karn would have to 1v3 to keep this map alive. With an Odin in the hands of Chronicle, no less.
They made hard work of it, but they've got there, I think.
All util for the side of the only.
Let's say something special for them to
Playing out on top of it, Doug. I
lose this now.
Karn has to check every single angle. That's the thing about rotating over so late is you really have no idea where they could be.
Oh, the Molly too, and Alpha's gonna creep up. This is such a good post plant.
The spit source through, a second smoke used. Alfier punishes
Nice.
just the right time. Fnatic walk into Genji's playground and take
Right,
map
I'm just
one.
gonna
That was a great
hop
showing.
indoors and grab a drink and stuff. I'll be
Side was so
back in
strong
2
for
seconds.
Fnatic, it set themselves up.
I want of these. one of these.
Right, we're back. Sorry about that.
Meteor, this lurk though is so
Just popped in
brutal.
to check up on the missus and stuff, see how she's doing. She had a bit of a rough night last night. That's why I didn't get on again, but where are you?
For Meteor, Texture pushing, looking for a timing, but Lysor able to capitalize, finds it now. Lockdown gonna be invested.
Where are we at here?
Is running thin, Meteor finds the last.
What do you think of the second map then?
왜냐하면은 저희가 마드리드 때 되게 좋은 성적을 거뒀는데 되게 좀 막 만든 팀이 그렇게 성적을 거뒀다는 것 자체로 저희는 되게 자신감이 많이 차 있던 상태고요. 그리고 저희가 지금 또 상하이 와서 이제 물론 퍼포먼스는 그렇게 뛰어나진 않지만 그래도 자신감은 항상 차 있는 것 같습니다. 저희는 언제든 다시 컴백할 수 있는
We've got another cuppa there anyhow, so we're all set for the second map.
All right, well, we'll see now how Gen G managed to pull through on this one. It's going to be a difficult one without a doubt as they're down 0-1 in the series. Fnatic, I mean, you know, I think when you look back at that Lotus game and you're a Gen G fan, you're certainly going to be, kicking yourself, hoping that they would have pulled through there, especially given the circumstances. But that being said, though, Fnatic, no slouch whatsoever. #1 seed coming out of EMEA, really looking to show their dominance here on the global stage like they have done
#1
in the
seed.
past.
Yeah, I'm really interested
Overall.
to see what Gen G is going to bring to this map. It has not been my favorite map of theirs to watch. I think they're one of the few teams who is still playing the solo initiator on this map. Last time we saw it was regionally when they were playing, and I believe that final against Paper Rex there. And I think when you play solo initiator on this map, the biggest things it limits is going for these super proactive re-clear ideas. When you only have those two flashes that aren't regenerating, you have to really kind of
The
pick
funky
your
little
timings
fan,
of
isn't
when
it?
you're going for fights. And that little piece of util becomes so much more important versus when you play the Gecko where you can recover a Dizzy every 10 seconds and cycle util down long. I think it makes your defensive
There we
side
go,
really
Bind.
difficult. So
Rear Sky, Viper, Cypher, Brim.
1-0 up in the series.
Yeah, exactly. And especially as I was mentioning, Fnatic being a little bit more slow, like breaking and actually expensing that utility for the side of Gen G is going to be the bread and butter. Probably one of the reasons why
They haven't got a
played
Sentinel.
this map to begin with, even though they do not have the tape because Gen G hasn't played it in this tournament. As Mimi was saying,
Jill
they
smokes
have it originally,
Uranish.
and dealing with the Cypher, especially starting on this half, if Fnatic manages to snowball again, this is going to
Interesting to see how they play.
mistakes onto Blues in this series.
All right, well, look, folks, I know we all want to see a map 3 because I did call this a certified banger, so now we're just hoping that Gen G managed to make it happen. Let's send it back over to Doug and Baby Bay for the call.
Thank you so much, Chibi. Let's make
That's
sure we're
class.
not making a liar out of you. Dre, I'm really curious about your thoughts on Bind, specifically given Alfier's different role that he's going to have to play here on the Viper.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's on the Viper on this map, but he's looked really comfortable in a lot of their last times that they played this. I mean, Fnatic in general are really good at a map like Bind, and they have a really good chance of closing the series out. That being said,
Here we go.
Gen G in the last 2 series they've played in China in this specific tournament, they've dropped the first map and came back and reverse swept. So we might be in store for
Lineups,
something
bruh.
very special, and yeah, they might have a chance of doing
Viper and Brim lineups.
Kind of spit, you might be onto something there. Fnatic on attack. Mimi mentioned how this should bode well, given the fact that they were able to steal Lotus and now starting off on the attacking side. We'll see if that is the case. They've already got U-Haul. Oh. But they haven't cleared Munchkin. And Texture over the top, the second kill found.
Oh.
Spam coming through. They haven't even hit the trips.
And now everybody from Fnatic is just stuck, but they haven't answered back. These trips are insane, though. There's another one.
Oh, the flash should make it around the corner. Both of them cleared. You mentioned they were stuck. And they've gotten it down to a 1v1. Oh, the timing. Oh, he's able to pass by. Not caught. Karan quietly creeping his way forward. He's going to flip the map once more.
Oh my gosh, Doug.
The pump fake.
That's insane. I think he knows.
Does he? Karan's close by. He's got a frenzy.
Watch mid, watch mid.
As much as Chronicle can keep the distance, the better off he'll be.
Oh my god, he's wrapping around again. Oh my goodness. Karen doesn't have a smoke to even fake the tap or anything.
There's the tap. Now running.
Hurry
for
up.
Chronicle. Time is of the essence. He's gotten a tap.
No!
No! The frenzy at a distance gets Gen G the pistol.
Oh.
Situation so well.
He played it perfectly.
Oh my goodness. The shots just didn't connect, but I mean, he read into it. The TP into the
Should have had that there, mind.
Are you kidding? When you're Karon in that moment, you're like, where is this guy? I mean, he's finessing me. How does he know? A good start from Gen G. Another pistol round win, by the way. I don't think Fnatic won a pistol on the last map at all, so that's 3 out of 3
Yeah, you're right.
for Gen G right now.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
That being said, Fnatic, I mean, I feel like they were the originators of this Cypher comp. You know, the solo Sky with the Cypher Alphier. I mean, he ran amok in EMEA running that Cypher on bind.
Easy little hop over the trip. Makaron's waiting there with the judge on the other side. The pen from Chronicle's nice, though. That weapon hits the ground.
And all of a sudden, if they can get bombed down here, that judge might come in handy in the post plant.
Chronicle's 2 away from his ult.
Yeah. I mean, that last round, he played it to perfection.
Yeah.
Except for the closing.
And he's got the judge now. Boaster's the one who commits to the plant.
Oh, no. I mean, if you're Gen G, you cannot be going here. You know that there's a judge inside of U-Haul.
Yeah, and you got to be careful because Leo still has all of his utility. Upgrading to a Sheriff. The tap, the first.
Whoa.
Oh, what you doing?
Costing him his life as Leo tries to go over the top. Cannot connect.
That satchel from earlier. It took Meteor out.
It was a slow burn, but it worked. The Molly buying some time. The Sheriff shots don't connect. Chronicle will fall and the defuse will come through.
But Fnatic, I mean, they made it scary for Gen G. Gen G had to work for that one.
Yeah, that thing cooked for a long time. Huh?
They should have
That judge going down
had that once they got the judge off them, like.
Especially against no armor buys, but Chronicle, I mean, he's so sharp. He gets the wall big spam.
Wait for it.
Yeah, his satchel. That's so funny.
That's tough, man.
Yeah.
So Chronicle now, or excuse me, Fnatic will now have a full buy. Chronicle 1 away from his ult. Gen G have hobbled together a little bit of something. Again, it's that 3-2, but this time it's an outlaw in the hands of Texture.
It's just going to be a steady default right now from Fnatic. They understand that Gen G don't have the gun advantage. They might try to go for an aggressive pick, an aggressive play. And they're aware that there's an outlaw on the field right now.
They're toggling that cam.
It's close quarters, though.
Holding the line.
It's a bait.
Yeah. And they hear it. I mean, Durka can hear that. Bolster can hear it too.
Yeah. Fnatic will get the information that the outlaw in the Rays was playing towards Shower.
And now they know the skies belong.
The info game in their advantage right now.
The question is, how do they parse the info and turn it into a success?
Right now, if I'm Fnatic, I'm putting that Viper wall up and orb up as we see right now, but on the minimap, if you're looking, Karon is a step ahead. He's checked the lurk, but it doesn't matter.
What a shot from Alphier. Lakia can't see a damn thing, but somehow gets a call into Durka anyway. The 2 pistols that remain on the side of Gen G are going to be late to the party. Fnatic have gotten a little bit of space. Wingman goes on a solo mission, and he gets his job done.
No.
And now Karon with the Sheriff in a 1v3. In the face of all of that weaponry, manages to pick up an outlaw.
Yeah.
But that's not the weapon he wants in a situation like this.
No, any kill here would be great for him, honestly, but the triple swing, I mean, okay, not bad.
Dude, but I mean, I love how Fnatic play that.
You got one of them.
Because, I mean, yeah, maybe you hit your 1, and he did, but there's no way you're trading 3 there. That's perfect.
No way. Good discipline from Fnatic, but that was 3 guns taken away from them. And now a showstopper available for Texture. Ult economy building on both sides right now. I mean, Chronicle, as you said, I mean, he already had those Seekers from the previous round, but they could do some real damage in this round and potentially break the economy of Gen G, put him on an eco.
With a Guardian and light armor around it.
This is looking a lot like the first 2 rounds we saw from Fnatic, but this time around, they're not scaling with the A utility. So a new look, but similar default to the start of the round.
And it's the same trap idea with the cam. They didn't spot it last time. Meteor's playing all the way A. He's also not toggling it as hard this time.
Yeah, they really didn't need to, huh? They just kind of got all the kills in that B-long area. Such a slow approach from Fnatic.
I wonder here what they do. They just spotted the Cypher A. And it seems like they might try to go into it. perhaps confident that they feel like they can handle the utility. You also just saw the ping on the minimap of where the camera was.
Right there.
So there's a heavy lean A here. On the side of Fnatic. They could try to flip the map if they wanted to because they've got Chronicle still playing back B, but now thinking twice against it. They're headed back. Seeker's invested.
But the problem is there's all Cypher utility.
Cypher's bullshit on that.
Well, and I think it's part of what's been going on is they saw him on the other side.
So they think he's over there.
These trips set up, the flash coming through, and they're headed back.
Oh, they're all bugging off. Nice.
That's an opener.
Oh, and they've got the rocket, but it doesn't connect.
Missed.
A little bit of damage dealt, but that's it.
How did they get away with that?
10 seconds left. They've burned this wick way too low. Forced to sit back and watch. With 3 seconds left, they're gonna have to frag their way out if they want to do this. And Chronicle just can't. He doesn't get the fights.
No.
Not giving a target at all as Karan gets 4.
What a great round from Karan.
Done well to hide there, mind.
They made it inevitable. They were gonna win that round just based off of time alone. And that's all because that Cypher utility was up the entire round. I mean, Gen G, they didn't need to really have 3 players on B, per se. Yeah, Texture was there for the rotate, but he can easily get back to A for the hit.
A little tricky happy there.
Yeah. So for Fnatic, I mean, maybe in these early default rounds, try to identify where the Cypher trips actually are and use bodies to break them.
Well, they've done such a good job of masking it, of hiding it.
The cheeky one.
This time, all of that utility is A, including Meteor. Huh, that looks like a scene out of Mission Impossible. All his lasers. What do you?
Oh!
Managed to get through them somehow.
It gets through.
That's mad.
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Was she in Mission Impossible?
Entrapment.
No, she's slipping lasers.
Meteor holds the line, trips the up, Dirk in a 1v5 with a Bucky.
Oh.
A flawless round for Gen G. This defensive side has looked really
Struggling
good.
here.
Yeah, the Cypher looks
Need to
like
turn it round.
for Fnatic right now. I mean, yeah. Dirk had the perfect satchels there to avoid the up and down, the low-high trip setup. That's impressive. But I mean, full gun advantage in the way of Gen G, and why would they even want to give a close range battle like this?
Right.
Just play your gun advantage. I mean, you had an Outlaw, you got an early pick into Showers control. You could just play the delay game, not let Bomb get down. And all of a sudden, we have a timeout from Fnatic. Feeling that pressure that Gen G had in that last defensive map that they played on. I mean, Gen G, they look abysmal on their attacking side. But now they're on the defensive side and they're shutting Fnatic down, shutting them out.
Up 3 rounds, and honestly, what, maybe 1 round was close? 1 round felt a little competitive. It's felt really dominant on the side of Gen G so far.
Yeah, and I mean, Fnatic were overcooking.
This was Fnatic's pick as well, wasn't it?
They went back and forth, back and forth. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, there's 10 seconds left. There's a Brim ult. Made it impossible.
For Fnatic here, though, they've got 2 ults. Boaster's 1 away from his. Alfear's close to his as well. I would guess that there's going to be a player on some of these ults.
Yeah. Maybe a hookah pop right here. But the trips, I mean, the Cypher could be so deadly on a map like Bind.
Well, and this is another setup for Meteor. This is a different look.
Yeah.
Right? Sometimes the trips are B and he's playing A. The previous round, everything was A. Now everything is B.
He is mixing it up like a Cypher.
Not every single trip is conventional
right,
from Meteor.
Yeah,
He's mixing it up. He's using unique trips.
Meanwhile,
Keeping them
Munchkin
guessing.
has taken Showers. Taking a lot of that space over there. That's a lot of info found.
Yeah.
Durka tagged.
Oh my god, he's so confident taking the fight.
It wouldn't be Durka if he wasn't. Meanwhile, Munchkin, who took all that space in Showers at the beginning of the round, like I mentioned, gets the best of Chronicle.
And it's not every day you see a Viper Orb that far up in Shower. Usually it's a Brim Smoke.
Yeah.
So the fact that Munchkin is able to toggle that up and down and on and off, that allows him that entry. I imagine he dropped it there and caught Chronicle off guard and maybe a rotation. And now full info for Gen G. They have 3 players here with Cypher utility.
They're pushing it. They're pushing it.
Look at the delay. I mean, they can't even go. They're stuck.
No, they're not.
One of the trips was cleared by Durka Satchel. He still has his ult, but no way for him to really go in.
30 seconds left.
And there's still the trip outside hookah.
This is so hard. I mean, Munchkin has pushed all the way through this. The hit's gonna come through.
Ult used. Still getting on him first. Durka a second. The nade forcing Karen to get out onto the swing, getting the best of Alpha here, but still 10 seconds left. They still haven't gotten the spike down. Leo's gonna have to do it on his own. Munchkin spotting him.
Oh!
Karon cleaning him up.
Once more, Karon. This time around, stuck in the middle of sight, but that brim stim allowed him to just finesse around the shots, around the bullets, and then stop on a dime and
Mad play that.
get that opening kill.
I thought they had it for a moment, and then
This map so far, it's right here.
they managed to pick a few of them off.
I mean, Althea just couldn't track him.
Yeah, a little oomph.
Closes it out right there, and he's already halfway towards another Brimble. Over halfway.
10-2 right now.
And another new setup. For a second there, I thought that those lines were a trip in the air. I'm like, surely you can't put a trip that high.
Those are different.
Yeah. Look at the confidence now for Gen G, the up, down, the disrespect.
And the cam showers. Munchkin overwhelmed. The full run.
Hello there.
That's too much.
Could have pushed there. Hi, Yaki, alright. How are you doing?
To speed up off of that, though.
Well, it's interesting. There's a lot of space
taking
here, but I think Fnatic
I'd like Fnatic to win, obviously, but they seem a bit lost this map. They did all right in the first map, but they seem a bit lost on the attack here for some reason.
Which honestly would
I'm
be
sure.
correct in this situation.
But the utility is just superb right now.
Meteor's in a miserable spot. The spike makes it.
Well, they're about the closest we've got to a local team, so I suppose I have to stick by them.
And all he finds is death.
Poor guy. Damn, that was a nice shot.
Snappy on the first.
Oh my gosh, that was a headshot.
They all, I don't know, they just seem to be struggling this map. They did well in the first map. They struggled towards the end, but they managed to turn it round and secure it. But this one, they seem a little bit lost at the minute.
All of a sudden, stuff is a little weird. I mean,
Yeah.
Munchkin getting caught out here alone, and then this regression down B long. That's not
But,
something to see. Even in a 4v5,
I think they're just finding the feet a bit in this map, but
you want to even the numbers.
hopefully they can keep the push going.
3 of them were fully running.
Yeah. When in doubt,
I think this was their choice. I think they picked this one.
Can you believe that gun's nerfed?
Fnatic have gotten their second.
Yeah, I think this was their pick.
And they have a couple of ults to their name. Alfier's one away from having his pit. Locky is getting pushed off the angle already. The dog in his face.
So whether they're hoping to turn it round in the second half or what, I don't know, but
There's the ult. Nowhere for him to go. Durka will fall. Very nicely handled by Gen G.
Meteor's tripwise and stuff have been ridiculous. He's never put them in the same place twice, like, and he's been putting them on one site and going to the other site and getting spotted, so they think all the trips and that's over there, and then going the other side and getting caught in them all and stuff. It's clever play. There's been some clever play, and Karen as Brim's done really well.
Up until that.
What was that? The lineup and then the third on top of it? If anyone could do it in this map, it would have to be Karen. But now, oh, the info. Karen has to run it down, and Alpha should be able to secure this one. Happens to be Boaster, but that was off the back of Alpha here there.
He's got plenty of reason to smile there.
I mean, that was very well played for Fnatic. They didn't have many options. They didn't have many
Sentinels,
opportunities.
nice.
I mean, 2 players had to rip TP there, and that gives Alpha this opening. But Texture just couldn't connect.
Exactly, he is decent. He's a good player.
Yeah, that wide swing
Hell of a
there.
player.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, like I said, I think Fnatic are as closest as we've got to
sudden,
a UK team.
Meanwhile, Fanatics is thriving.
It's strange because I think it's one of the Chinese teams.
Texture missing the header there.
They're ran by an English Premier team, Wolverhampton Wanderers or Wolves.
All of the presence from the attack.
It'll be interesting to see if other clubs run things. You live 30 minutes from Boston, nice.
And the pit. Karan falls already. I got you. Genji have timing here if they try to hit this flank, and if there's enough that the defense can do to keep things at bay, this could get messy. There's nobody watching the flank. Now Chronicle having to turn around, yeah.
Just walk past them.
One found, but Chronicle, the safety valve.
In Camden.
That's the pit. That's a weapon upgraded. That's a swing. That's another one found.
It's been like this all game, mate. They're giving them a hell of a fight.
Reposition to flip the map.
I imagine Chronicle might even use these Seekers with the way that Texture has been playing on this map so far.
Decides that he wants to stay. Decides to plant the spike.
Fnatic sort of had a good lead. They went in 9-3 in the first map.
And that's 3 for the duelist.
And they pulled it right back.
Techno! Unbelievable.
They pulled it right back.
I mean, they had sheriffs.
And pushed it to like the brink. But this one is,
Texture just 1v3.
like you say, it is tense. It's a tense match.
Fnatic have been so good in the post plans. This time they can't get the bomb down. Nobody covering. I mean, all the trades went their way.
There were so many little moments in that round.
That was nasty. That's how he did it?
Winding each other up as well.
I mean, look at him, yeah. It's like, I mean, they actually played it really well. They dealt with that adversity really well, but when Texture is just zooming like that, I mean, that second kill, that was so fast.
He's up to 11-6 now, and it's kind
11
of
for 6.
quiet how he's done it, to be honest. But he's delivering for
Yeah. To be fair, Fnatic have been giving it some as well. Forster's been up giving them some abuse from time to time.
Maybe they're going to try to find a timing to beat it.
Not like Boostio on the Thieves. He's ridiculous. He's a right dick.
Yeah, a lot of space gathered, and they're holding it too. That allows Texture to lean over towards this A hit if Fnatic decide to actually go for it. Oh, and yeah, Munchkin using this dog around B long, that secures the info.
The Thieves absolutely stormed the first match, like they just steamrolled them.
And they're deciding to go into this anyway. How do they get past these pesky cages? How do they get past these pesky trips? First one falls and all.
How is he still alive?
Oh, but Leo gets the best. Leo kills Chronicle. How? A little friendly fire. Now the spike's sitting on the other side. Managed to scoop it up. Leo committing to the plan, a 4v4.
It's mad how they just sort of sat mid and...
On the other side, Alfier with no HP gets 3. Finally falling, and now Munchkin arrives. Cannot hold the line, cannot keep them back.
Keep it going.
Alfier is having a masterclass in pressure handling. He's been turning the tide single-handedly. He's sitting at 8 kills right now, but the impact from start to finish. He was stuck. Yeah, he was stuck.
They played it well.
Dude has 16 HP here. Almost gets 3.
Oh. Little change in sound right there, right at the end. He's like, I don't like what I heard.
There's that. Oh, now it's a triple high-low.
Yeah, but you gotta imagine that Fnatic are gonna take a very slow approach into this round. Oh, that Gecko flash, that dizzy connect.
Yeah, I think they'll have a better second half.
I know it only shot out one, but they were so clumped up that it ended up getting a collide anyway.
They haven't got a sentinel though.
Yeah, the sheriffs are not holding up here.
They went double smoke, double inish, and they haven't got a sentinel.
This is really nicely handled by Fnatic so far. They've been able to sniff out the early trap and then play the rest of the map.
And that's a default that they've been doing quite a bit this half.
Yeah. Just that was the opening pistol look. Yeah, you're out.
Nice.
Oh, they're looking good right now.
Again, the momentum was the way of Gen G at the beginning, but Fnatic
Nice.
It also helps when Alfier's doing that.
Back-to-back 3Ks.
And he was healthy this time.
2
He
smokes.
has actually won them 3 rounds by killing 3 people.
And they've only won 4. Well on their way to their 5th.
He's solo keeping them into this game.
Curran with
We've pulled it back in here. Hopefully they can go into the half evens.
But now feeling the pressure, Leo hunting him down, running forward, and cleaning him up. A flawless round for Fnatic. I mean, they've kept, I mean, their money's great as it is, but they kept all of their rifles. Most of them still had full armor. They have a couple bolts to play around as well.
And all of a sudden, we're in a 1-round game. I mean, Gen G, we're up, what, 5-1?
But honestly, it doesn't feel like a 1-round game right now.
Yeah.
It feels like Fnatic are just running away with this thing.
It does. All because of this guy.
Some nice shots there, man.
It's just so steady with it.
Alpha's been hitting them today, like.
4 of the last 5, the way of the attack. In the hands of Jerka. Meanwhile, Munchkin using his right at the beginning of the round.
Yeah, see, if then take it into the half evens, it'll be.
He does have Cypher to back him up here. Meteor, I really like the way he's been playing the Cypher so far on this map. Puts the trips on. He's playing A with the camera. He's been so elusive.
I've not really kept up to speed with all the team news and stuff.
As much as Meteor was an issue at the beginning, they've got him solved.
Yeah. That will be a Thrash online with a showstopper that can really do something dangerous to Munchkin here. Maybe a pinch with Rocket and Thrash going up short A. Sight smoke's coming out, and there's no trip to thwart Durka at all.
They're all back.
Here it is.
The Thrash to clear the pit. You're absolutely right. They have to flush out behind it so they don't. Oh, they hit him. Oh, but there's cover. Texture's got him. He's got his back over his shoulder. Finally falling.
That was played. That was played.
Timing is beautiful.
Around the back.
Messy, but the pressure has been applied. Leo getting the plant down.
Yeah, I think if they do well this tournament, they'll work something out.
Munchkin, a 1v2, spotting the first. Crosshair behind him the entire
Munchkin. I thought Munchkin would have done better there, man.
Chronicle was in the
Evens.
in that scenario. He was definitely in a corner.
Good stuff.
He tried shooting his own Dizzy, man. Did you see that? I mean, I knew once he shot the Dizzy, he was going to win that round. Something was just telling me.
They get 3 rounds in a row to close out the half. We'll take a look at this.
Look at this. Oh, we have to see his POV.
Durka was just so steady too, man. When you put those two by themselves there, they're just able to frag out. They're able to get it to 6. We're going to throw it to the desk to break down that first half.
6-6, exactly.
Good off that, mind. Turned around. I thought they were going to struggle at the beginning, but they've done well.
Yeah, it felt like the macro throughout that first half was really strong for Gen G. A lot of really nice late round pushes, and Fnatic honestly running out of time in a lot of these rounds. They weren't being given anything in the mid round, and they were hitting late into a Gen G that was flush with utility.
Yeah, we were speaking about how they were presumed to be very, very slow, but this is on a different level. Meteor with the Cypher traps was being such a nuisance. Sorry, thank you, Mimi. And time after time, even though they got into this very late hits, all the utility was still available for Gen G.
But it ended up being a 6-6 half, and this guy is one of the biggest culprits.
Man, he's working overtime.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like Fnatic was so reliant on the hero plays at the end of this half to really pull off this even scoreline. Players like Alphayer stepping up big time. This guy is just so clutch on this Viper.
Yeah, and we talk about them maybe losing like the gist of things and what they want to do in the round. We speak about the macro. We saw that round also. That what was it?
Be interesting to see how they play the defense.
They're second guessing in everything just because they're not gathering the correct info and because Gen G is doing whatever they want with the map and how they're moving around it.
6-6 though, and if Fnatic can win this pistol, they could turn a map that looked heavily in favor of Gen G into a 2-0 victory. Gen G definitely a risk here.
Yeah, for sure. Gen G certainly going to have to really muster up a lot to go into this next half. And well, as for Fnatic, they have been looking pretty dang solid as they manage to make that comeback a reality there. We'll see, of course, how this is all going to play out as we send it back over to the casters to get us into the second half.
Here we go.
So much, GB. Mimi mentioned that if they're able to get this pistol, all of a sudden we're talking about a map that looked comfortably in the way of Gen G for Fnatic to steal away. And I mean, it would
Won the last three.
I mean, it's poetic if they're able to pull this off, given how Lotus went.
5 out of the last
Fnatic win
6.
this map and this series, losing every single pistol round. I mean,
you did good.
They have a really good chance of maybe taking it all the way to the finals, because that's so impressive.
It just goes to show you that pistols are fake.
You think?
On the attack, you see this defensive setup from Fnatic. You've got Alfier posted up with Boaster, holding his 50-50. A dog just cleared out short.
Toxin screen down.
And that dog presence alone, Gen G have to do something extra here.
Wow.
I mean,
Keeping them guessing with Sky over in here, like.
That's nice.
And they know. Oh, they don't know. I thought they knew. But it's traded. Now flipping up the map to turn back A.
But Durka, he's so good at anchoring this A side is raised. The nade to delay. Look at the mini-map, Doug.
It's just buying time.
That was played.
Munchkin's got the spike in hand. Unsure about where they want to go with 40 seconds left. Options abound.
The head-to-head, Doug. Viper v Viper. This is what it all comes down to right here. If Fnatic want to win this pistol round.
Going up. 30 seconds left.
I think the other thing is Gen G have to be able to rotate back B if they want to do this without losing any bodies. And you see him dancing around the crossfires. Munchkin falls.
That was it.
Alfier holds the line. Gen G get through relatively unscathed. They all have the numbers here now. But Alfier, again, the reposition is gorgeous. It's beautiful with 10 seconds left. He will get cleared, but it doesn't matter because the snap is that good. 3 on the
Oh!
round. 4th falls the pistol the way of Fnatic.
Who other than Alpha? He's been so
Played.
good all series long.
Finally getting a pistol. The ever elusive round. And you're right, off the backs of Alfier. 15-9. The first one was free, sure, but everything after that was well earned.
Oh my goodness.
He's played really well, to be fair. He has.
He looks so good out there right now. He looks so comfortable on this stage.
He got a 4K without taking a single point of damage.
And in this matchup, in this series, it was really going to come down to how Alpha could anchor these sites, because Gen G's approach is a lot of 4-player, 1-player contact. And he's going to be the one that has to deal with that. That's why I pointed out in the last map. He's the Sentinel. In this case on Bind, he's the Viper, but Viper is basically a pseudo-Sentinel, right? If he was able to even go 1-for-1 against Gen G, I thought that was going to be a W. But getting 3, getting 4, that's why you see Fnatic in the driver's seat.
So patient.
Gen G have a lot of present showers. Texture the only one. Oh, and Munchkin is as well.
It's that contact approach. That silent walk-up. Trying to catch somebody from Fnatic just sleeping on their crosshair.
Yeah, and it was he swung off of putting off of the Viper util A. So he tries to catch your timing, as you were mentioning, catch someone asleep.
It's so patient.
Alpha's winning Fnatic this game. He knows.
He's active.
He's so proactive.
What's crazy too is he's gonna try to hit this timing with the Sentinel on the other side. No trips to really have to worry about
30
though.
seconds left.
Both are waiting on the other side of the molly. Now starting to see it come through. They've committed to the side. Now Alfier gets his free kill. A second.
Spike down A.
It's just so effortless for the kid, man.
What a star.
Yeah.
What a superstar. So confident that it was going to be an A-hit.
Having a blinder.
And he wanted that head-to-head with Munchkin. He's trying to prove a point almost. that space gathered. He gets this flank and just easy pick'ems.
Denying the plant from going down, so
Yes.
you don't even have the money they can walk away with. And, as a consolation prize of sorts, a
Hell of a
lining.
player.
And if you look at the buy from Fnatic, you couldn't tell that this is a bonus round.
No, 4 rifles and a judge. And they had to buy into it, yeah. Chronicle and Durka.
Forster's having a pretty quiet game, to be fair.
But why not? If you win this round, it's almost like a nail in the coffin.
It certainly complicates the matters. Looking for an early peek out from Fnatic, and they're not going to get it. The discipline this defensive side is showing right now is so nice. And then even when they do take aggressive pathing, like we've talked about Alfie are doing, the timing is beautiful.
Scout destroyed.
And right now, Chronicle on this defensive side, he's going Sky Util for Sky Util. He's re-clearing actively, but he's not using his utility first.
Really nice flash. That's a judge.
Oh!
1-2.
Gone here.
In the face of the flash. Boaster falls. He was in such a good position on the site. But Locky has time.
They're doing well to clear out lamps there, mind.
So far, it doesn't seem like the bonus is on the cards, but we'll see if Fnatic can do anything about it. Late rotate out from Meteor. He's gotten so far up. He's gotten behind enemy lines.
He's about to activate.
Leo's unaware. Unless he doesn't clear heaven. He's not going to clear heaven. Leo is dropped down. The fight is on the site. Alfie and Durka get 2, but Durka's going to have to do it by himself. He was so weak. Texture gets his 3rd.
Yeah, they're doing well there.
He gets a 7.
What a rollout from Texture to just break the crosshair. Of who was that, Boaster and U-Haul?
And it was a judge on the other side.
Look at this. Oh.
I want to see how flashed he was, because there was a flash out from Chronicle at the right time.
That's how Lakia got the kill? Are you joking? He just randomly spammed triple.
Yeah, it's cost them. It has cost them.
I thought he maybe peaked, like you said, but...
Yeah, I thought he swung too.
What was that?
Oh, there's the aggressive look they've been waiting for. Fnatic clearing out the cam. Meteor on the swing, pays for it with his life as Alfier strikes again.
Doing well.
Discipline to get out. Not overstaying his welcome. 5v3 now. Again, Alpha.
Surprised they held up both of them there. I thought one of them would have dropped.
Again, a cornerstone. Stalwart on the defensive side.
I mean, just a powerhouse of skill.
And Durka's taking all of this space on the other side. They've got to understand that there's really nowhere on the map that's safe right now, given the lack of control they have.
That's why
I'm coming back into dirt area.
Have to re-clear almost everything.
Durka could get surrounded here. He could get wrapped if he's not careful. How much will Munchkin explore if they regroup?
Oh, he should have had him.
They didn't even have to regroup.
Sleeping at the wheel was Durka, and that's that contact approach, that slow approach.
All he had to do was click.
Oh no.
Boaster's gonna have a lot to deal with here as Munchkin on the other side. He did his best to delay, but that's all he could do. All Chronicle had was a pistol. The 2 rifles that are still up on the side of Fnatic are still in the play, still in the fight. 2v2 now. Alfier with Pit online. Can't imagine he's gonna try to use it here, given how tight the numbers are and how good Gen G look right now. We're tied at 8. Munchkin gets his 3rd.
They're back in it.
Really clean. And it shouldn't have gone that way. Alfier's 5v3 to open his 2K to open things up, get it into a 5v3 was ridiculous.
I mean, Alpha did everything he could.
It is, man. It is.
He could have kept going for more and maybe gotten traded out. But
Good game, though. Good game.
He gave his team the best advantage they could have possible.
Yeah, he said that 2 men up there, but they still managed to slip up somehow.
I'm at a loss for words right now. That's not characteristic of a team like Fnatic.
They buy into this next round. Guns on both sides. A little bit of light armor in there as well.
5 push-up long.
Back B. He does have Thrash online. Alfier holding on to the pit for now.
Yeah,
And it's this
just the 3 of them.
play that you've mentioned. Makes the flash go out, makes the wall go up. The Thrash was beautiful. Texture Texture can't hold. He's got nowhere to go, but Lakia's got his back. And now Seeker's over the top.
Absolute carnage.
Manages to find safety, but swings back into his death. What a round from Gen G. Just when it looked like Leo was going to be the savior,
Legging
it
it.
all goes wrong.
Lakia in that moment. He was so clutch, he spammed Leo down. A little bit of RNG for sure, but that's ultimately what it came down to. It's crazy. It's almost reminiscent of what he did in Showers. That previous round where he just intuition, I guess, just
Could go either way of this, like.
spam it here and now. So precise on it.
I'm sure we'll get a look at it once more, because that was ridiculous.
Much better game than the one earlier. 100 Thieves just absolutely steamrolled them earlier.
What decided that round?
But just looked lost.
Thrash getting texture there. That was perfect.
Yeah.
I think they only won 2 rounds in one map, and one of them we got to use like every ult he had.
They get stalled out. You don't have to worry about that showstopper at all. You can reset.
Yeah, let's see if we can look at this again.
No
way. Was so
no
far,
way.
He was so far off, and you're right, the spam is crazy.
No way. He was
The
still
spam
moving
is
on the
real.
First bullet, but it connected. With the Valorant gods, they just seems like they want Gen G to take this map away.
3 rounds in a row for Gen G. Now the pit right at the beginning of the round for Alfair. Gen G deciding to go exploring long. You'd often see a little bit of Sky utility out here to get a flash, maybe a dog, get some early info, but they're not really interested in that.
Flashed
They're
himself
trying to
there.
hold on top. In the previous round it was Chronicle, this time it's Durko's holding onto that space.
And this passive approach, Doug, from Fnatic, it's working against them. It's not working to their favor. They're not showing anything. Gen G don't have to be worried about the walk-up. But yeah, they have people playing anti in case there's a trap. But you have to try to hesitate the attacking side. Maybe make them invest that Sky utility a little bit earlier on, so it's not so explosive.
The delay looks really nice for Fnatic right now. They've got the brim smokes to Dizzy when the wall was up to make sure they had to take a step back and retreat behind the wall. The timing on this is even better.
Bloody hell!
Back. The eye not catching anything, but Leo Singer does.
Nice.
The round has just gone into chaos.
Go on.
They're still trying to rotate back over B as the spike is sitting on the ground. It can't be scooped up. It's well out of reach. Now Munchkin taking a step back with a rifle in hand.
He's got the pit.
2 stingers on the other side. Does he invest it?
Let's go get messy.
He's got to understand there's really no safe time. There's 2 stingers.
Nice.
Almost hits them both.
Just lost one of there. Stood in no man's land.
Stingers saving Fnatic once again.
Nice.
In the first half, and it's happened once more. Leo, he just barely touches the edge of that stim, and it gives him the ability to just speed around the site. Delay for the rotate so Boaster can get the trade.
That's so perfect.
It was right here.
Yeah, so perfect. Those stingers. Well, I mean, that was very scary.
Yeah, they almost lined up.
Nice.
Yeah.
Alpha's sitting at 21 and 12.
Ridiculous performance so far, and that's brought us to 9 apiece.
21 for 12.
It's a quiet approach from Gen G. Sure. Just continues to be the game plan. It continues to be the approach.
Fnatic, I feel like they've read into this just a little bit. It's the first time we've seen them do an aggressive Showers fight.
Oh, that's a trap. They want to go for it. They want to try to hunt him down, but Dirk has to satchel back.
That push and pull.
Good play. Get back there, man.
That shot.
Yeah. Couldn't hit the mark.
Once they realised they weren't there.
But look at the health bars of the members of Gen G that remain.
Yeah, but they can just get healed up by this Sky. That's why you see this freeze. That's why you see this Sky coming all the way back.
Yeah, rotating all the way over.
They understand how important this round is. For either side, whoever loses, the economy is not looking too nice.
Gen G with a little bit longer of a leash, but you're right. It's got to be now. The mobility too much, but Alfier holding the line.
Oh!
Only gets 3.
30 seconds left.
But that's enough to get him to a competitive spot.
Jeez.
A 2v2 here now. The pit invested.
Push.
Leo hunting. He's got to push forward. He's managed to find a
No.
window when he's hunted out. Can Durka clean it up? No. Munchkin with 3 and Genji with the lead.
Durka is doing everything he can right now. But Munchkin, the counterpart, he just answered back. And the bullets just couldn't connect for Leo. I mean, he caught Munchkin with his pants down there for a second.
I believe it was Karan.
Should have just charged.
Backside here saved everything because Munchkin was caught. He was in a terrible spot. Yeah, but Karan jumping into the pit, trying to catch Leo, who's going to drop him. Keeps the pit up, and yeah, that one gets away
Not
from
happy.
him. The frustration on Alfier's face. 24 and 13, still finding himself down around, and now pushing the matter.
Why?
Too much. He had a hero rifle, got his one.
Oh, he's stuck. What?
That's. He didn't take any damage.
What?
We're on an eco round. You're already down 2 guys. The pressure is getting to Fnatic right now.
Planted.
Surely they would have loved to have that ultimate in the next round. What was that?
Hello there. I wonder.
We're waiting for that.
I wonder if Durka misclicked.
Weapon here. At that point, he just had to commit. I don't know.
It's the fact they didn't push in the last one when they should have.
Situation you want.
No.
And then 2 of them stood there and got shot there.
Boaster takes Meteor out here, but this was the first round we've seen Meteor get
really That's a
aggressive on the solo side. He's been
tight game, this, mind.
very laxed.
Too tight, this one.
Half so far. This attack.
Total contrast to the Thieves and Foot match earlier. That was just a steamroller.
Everything he can to carry his rifle into, and then into the next round. And it looks like he will succeed.
Could be going to map 3 here.
This one feels like it's gotten away from Fnatic.
Oh my gosh, I don't think that was a miss.
No, I don't think so either. I think he thought Meteor was going to push him.
But still so
He done well to avoid that, like.
Down 2 players already beat long in the first 10 seconds of the round.
They got absolutely trounced, mate.
Decide to call a timeout here. Slow things down.
I was saying in one map, they only won 2 rounds, and one of them that he used like every ult to get close.
With Mini by his side. Problems to be solved and questions to be answered.
It's a 2-round game, and the
Got absolutely flattened by the Thieves. They played well as well, though.
I mean that 5v3. I mean, come on. Now that last round where Durka just invests the showstopper. I mean, the implications for the future rounds are going to be there. That showstopper can.
Could be a breeze decider.
If we get there, Breeze is the decider. And Genji doing everything they can to get us to that point. What are the adjustments for Fnatic on the other side of this timeout? They've got Chronicles ult, they have Boaster's ult too.
The same repeater. Well, they haven't got a Sentinel. They're running 2 Nish, 2 Smoke.
Like, if they decide to just flip the switch randomly, I have to believe that. I don't think Fnatic will be ready for that.
I thought they'd struggle.
Looks like they're going to try to set up a little bit of showers control. Note Alfier one away from his
Gen J Cypher on defense was mental. Like, just trips all over the place. He didn't put them in the same place twice.
Genji looking to find the best window they possibly can to strike.
There was one, he had one eye and one low.
Much like has been the case the entire
And Dirk somehow managed to jump back through the 2 of them.
The dog invested at the beginning. Only 1 gun was fired. Genji have no real idea of what's waiting on the other side, but they decide to strike anyway. Texture with ult in hand. Chronicle cannot get away. But they don't realize Boaster is playing in the smoke right next to them. Texture on the other side of the box. Boaster gives a little bit of the space back. Now playing backside. Still has his ult. Leo and Alfie are 1 away from theirs. They've gotten the spike down. Genji doing everything they can to stop this defense, and there it is. The first ult used.
Push them out.
Trying to funnel him into the crosshairs, and Boaster will fall. But Dirk is on the trade. Only able to get 1 though.
Oh.
Alfier's gonna have to do it on his own. A 1v3 with 24 HP. Fully surrounded. Dropped. Genji map
Very much to do there, man.
And that contact style on this attack side bind opened up that window of opportunity. As soon as Chronicle uses that dog to re-clear, which he's been doing all half long, that opens up this right here from Texture to satchel on him. That was the opening. That was so beautiful, so well read from the side of Gen G. And Texture, I mean, he's sitting at 20 kills. He tends to start off very slow, but once he gets warmed up, it feels like it's impossible to take him out.
Gen G have fully warmed up.
Yeah.
6 of the last 7.
It was the opposite to the last one. The first half, they were well behind Fnatic, and they somehow pulled it back. But it's
Only tagging one, I believe. Great flash. Help over the top at your right. The flash is beautiful. Texture's left to die. Now one way's gonna be really difficult to deal with.
But it's all just to bait out a rotation, and they've done such a good job of doing that. And the problem with investing a aggressive Viper's Pit like this is that you need to have somebody watching his back the entire time.
Yeah, you can't really leave him. They're gonna push him here. Chronicle gets his ult online and invested. The Seekers.
He had to.
Yeah.
They had no info.
2 of them were cleared. There's another one going the other way. As Buster's fallen, Meteor has gotten backside, and now Alfie are surrounded with nowhere to go.
I think they've got it here, like.
The TP's to safety, but can Leo alleviate some of the pressure?
Nope, maybe not.
Spike down A.
Munchkin and Meteor try to stand, but the round has become bedlam. Munchkin with 10 seconds left, grabs the spike, has to run out.
Yeah.
To think about it. Fnatic at their 10th. They're not done yet.
Leo on a solo mission, TPing.
Good stuff.
Somehow killing Care on there.
He went through the TP with no armor and like 86 HP or something like
Charged.
that. And then the second on top of it.
Look at that, 85 HP.
This one too.
That's the big one.
I've noticed a few of them playing with the stretched resolution.
I'm in disbelief that Fnatic brought that back.
They're gonna have to do it again. Lakia with ult. Back to this guessing game. Back to these slow rounds. This time the dog cleared out instantly by Boaster, or by Durka, excuse me, A Showers. Traded by the dog on the other side, takes a bite out of one. I don't believe it spotted the other, but there are 2 there. This game has become an exchange of utility and any sort of info that can be gathered.
We've got out up to now, have they?
This is so tense. I mean, everybody quiet right now in the crowd. They can feel it. We can feel it.
Lakia at the tip of the spear so far, headed towards
Luka. It's perfect.
The flash is so nice. Alfier's got nowhere to go. He was caught up 2-4. And the Seekers were invested as well. Leo backside, doing what he can and finding one. But still, numbers the way of the attack. The rotation coming through for Boaster and Durka. Meanwhile, Chronicle tucked in elbow. Trying to stay alive.
Spike planted.
So far, successful. They try to jump out. They try to double face. Boaster just swings his life away. Leaving a 4v2. Gen G within sniffing distance of Breeze. And that will secure it. 13
Map 3.
Of Gen G. And we're going the distance.
What an impressive attacking half from Gen G.
Playing a good game, though.
Not enough. Not enough. We're going all the way. We'll see you guys on the other side of this break.
Playing a good match.
Hello there.
Hi, I see. How you doing, mate? You alright? Decent match, this one. Be interesting to see if Fnatic can get their heads back together for the Breeze. I thought they'd struggle on defense there, mind, because they didn't have a sentinel or anything. Two smokes can work, but they didn't really stop them getting on site. Just going to grab another cuppa. I'll be back in 2 minutes, ready for the third map. We need 2 minutes.
One of these.
Yeah,
What
completely.
do?
And not
I'm
only
back.
that, is Genji going to keep doing this during the tournament? Like they lose the first map and then they just go and come back
for
at the same time.
punishment.
Is this what they're here for? They just want to play the third
They're
map. Is
just
that
revving
it?
up engines up a little bit more. I don't know. I mean, one of the players that popped off there that contributed to this win was Texture, without a doubt. I mean, firstly, the guy's movement was utterly insane with what he was doing with the Rage, just getting into lamps so fast. I mean, he was just making such great plays happening so consistently for this team.
Exactly. We talk about the plays.
Get on in this third map, huh? A bit of breeze.
Set up so well, and he was getting a lot of those openers. Lucky also in some of the shots. But if we look also at the other part, Durka was nowhere to be found. He was very unsuccessful in everything that he was trying to do. And this time the mistakes were on the side of Fnatic. Like time after time, we saw them taking too many risks.
Yeah, and Gen G, I mean, now they've put themselves in such a good position.
Yeah.
Texture playing this well, being in such hot form, now going into a Breeze, which is one of the most favorable maps. I think it's Gen G's best map, one that Fnatic has looked kind of back and forth on, that's very reliant on the individual plays. This feels like an amazing setup for Gen G to turn this series around and take a 2-1 victory.
I mean, I think it's complicated.
Here
Like,
we go.
Fnatic actually decided to pick this map a couple of times there on EMEA. And at the beginning, it was a big question because during kickoff, we were teased about Durka playing the Euro and how good. It never happened.
Well, they've lost each other's maps up to now.
Him here on Breeze, it was like, meh. It's okay. I think especially like it didn't feel so great and so special because we had already seen a lot of Euros, but it was not game defining. Like in this scenario, it has to be more of like a global effort. And I think that against the composition and the way that Gen G play this map, they should struggle a lot.
And Gen G is the perfect example of having that Euro have really global influence. When they're playing it in combination with this Astra, they have such great coordinated plays preset. They have a lot of good ideas to clear space and how to combine those two agents. I think pound for pound, Gen G just play a better comp on this map. I feel like when you play both the KO and the Yoru and you have no Jet, you're indexed so heavily into these flash comps and going for forward flash plays, you're losing out on the stall util that Astra provides. You're also losing out on those set plays and having opportunities to teleport in to your Astra util. Normally you even have like Jet smokes to teleport into. You don't have that addition either. I'm not a huge fan of this comp for Fnatic, but I do think there is a chance for them to surprise us because it is a map that relies a lot on just individual coordination of the team, and Fnatic's historically great at that.
And we're talking about the performance and also the resilience of the players. Gen G has been in this position in every single match that they've played this tournament. They always go to the third, and they have been winning it, right? On the other side, we have a Fnatic that is still, getting used to this stage. It's been a long time for them since they've been playing here globally.
Yeah, I gotta say, right now, you really do have to be leaning a little bit more toward Gen G in this situation, which we looked at the series layout and had the inclination, like, if this goes to 3, you kind of got to side with Gen G here. That being said,
be interesting to see what the teams are then.
If they do find an opening here, one of the players that I'm going to be looking for again to just be that step-up player that has been really critical for them has been Alpha. He has been great for them. He's been in moments where they really needed him. I want to see whether or not he can have that impact going into this Breeze.
Yeah, he's definitely been throughout the year, I would say, one of the most consistent, if not the most consistent player in the team. But this is going to take a little bit more than just the player shining.
That's
what
fair.
we were talking about on Bind, how the plan. It's so clean that even if a player falls, the rest goes on. The plan on Breeze is to be so disruptive that it doesn't matter if they start up on a 4v5 situation, they will know how to turn it around. So even if Alpha can do some heroics, there's always a next layer for Gen G with this comp.
And to focus more on some of the intangibles, Fnatic, I think, looked shaken towards the end of that Bind game. We saw a lot of rounds where
They look a bit nervy now, like they were.
And Fnatic players are whiffing out.
All jokes when they came out.
You expect them to hit. You see Durka investing a Raze ultimate in an eco round that already looked
Durka
unwinnable.
spilled his
Some of
water
these
on
weird
it.
little mistakes that tend to be very uncommon for this Fnatic team kept cropping up at the end of Bind. So they're really going to have to focus in on resetting, finding the Fnatic who wins trophies to come into this third map and bring things back.
Well, I'm sure that they are going to want to, fish for that 100%. But of course, for Gen G, they're on the precipice of being able to, I wouldn't necessarily call it an upset because even though they're coming from the Swiss stage, I mean, Gen G still got second in Madrid. Let's not forget this.
Yeah, but this is another one of the tests, right? Like Fnatic, we wanted to see them back on the international stage, on the global stage. Gen G, they surprised us a lot during this year. So has Fnatic. This is just another, another step on the right direction.
All of our top Madrid teams went back to domestic play and struggled a little bit. We saw it with Sentinels, who's obviously not even here in Shanghai. We saw it with Gen G struggling in Pacific, but Fnatic even before that didn't even make Madrid. So for both these games to pull out to both these teams, to pull out to a macro level, this is like the test of how back they are. How much of a contender are these two squads really? Because we know both of them have it in in themselves to contend for a trophy, to make it to a final. We've seen it in the past, but it's a question of what form they're in here in Shanghai. And if Gen G can win against Fnatic, who showed great form in EMEA, I think that'll dispel a lot of doubters and really shine some worries on Fnatic in an early lower bracket.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, definitely not what you want to see if you are a Fnatic fan, but most importantly, if you're Fnatic, right? This team has, you mentioned how a lot of the teams were eager to play them and still rate them incredibly high. So I'm sure for them, this would not be a situation that they would like to find themselves in, not by a long shot.
Yeah, exactly. Of course, it's very surprising to see 2 Euros going head-to-head, but I think it's something that we need to pay a lot of attention to, because it was a lot of hit and miss with this kind of plays. I'm looking at Leo. I think he had brilliant performances on this.
Could be an interesting match, this, man.
On this defense. He was really good throughout this series already, and his plays.
2 duelists against 2 Inish.
It's time to settle the score. Who's going to pick up a massive W to start off the playoffs and send it back over to Doug and Baby Bay?
Both got Yoru. Interesting to see him played well.
This one's going to be a lot of fun. I think, Dre, if I could pick your brain and get one massive adjustment that I think we would need to see on the side of Fnatic, given how Bind went, given that we're playing Breeze now, what would it be?
I think the big thing was they had no op presence at all in that last map of Bind. And playing against a team like Gen G, who do a lot of contact stuff, especially on a map like this, like, you have to get that operator online. And it just seemed like Fnatic, their buys were so dodgy and so spotty, they kept forcing rifles. They weren't able to save up for that operator.
There's 2 smokes as well. They haven't got a sentinel.
Save and get that up as soon as possible.
We'll see if that is an adjustment that they make on this map, on this half. I mean, an attack side up on Breeze is no strange thing.
Yeah.
So we'll see if that's the case. Durka trampling forward, aggressively swinging into that to take that fight. And it's what you need out of your duelists. All the space has been gained. The spike has been planted. And now they've been able to set up behind them. Alfia really far up the halls. Overwhelmed. 3 waiting for him on the other side. Durka realizes he's got to get out of here. TP's away, finds safety. And now the dash out from Texture. Greeted by Boaster. Chronicle had played his card. He still is getting away with murder. How is he still alive?
Oh my gosh.
A flash swinging around and the potential for another finally. Bested. Leaving it all onto Leo. The first shot is crispy. 2 more to be found, though. 1 target spotted. Lakius should be able to stick it all the way, barring some spam from Leo, and the defuse will come through. Another pistol the way of Gen G.
And already,
Fnatic's only won 1 pistol round, and that was the second half of the last map.
I mean, Alfia goes down there, he was the only saving grace for the pistol rounds of Fnatic in this series. And honestly, taking him out early, especially how he's been playing on the last 2 maps.
That was a shot, that, man.
I can't believe Chronicle played this game of ring around the rosy around yellow there. He ended up living for so long.
Even getting flash value at the end. Yeah, he was just a nuisance. They've put an outlaw in the hands of Durka.
Oh, they've gone outlaw already.
Just a little bit. Boaster's the first to fall. Gotta capitalize on this. There was just enough that went the way of Fnatic that previous round that they can buy into this and still kind of be okay. They even put light armor on him.
The problem is he has to force the issue. Oh, and that's info gathered. What a clone from Meteor to bait that out.
Yeah, now they know there's an outlaw on the map. Now they know where it is.
And they're just going to tuck. There's no need to even give any type of fight. That's a disadvantage.
Knife going fishing a little bit, not tagging anyone. There's still 2 members on the site. One of them playing in main. Munchkin tucked in the smoke.
He suck.
The spit at their feet will buy a little bit more time. Down to 40 seconds left on the round.
Alpha.
He's taking a lot of space, but he isn't spotted. I thought Lucky was looking at him. You can tell he keeps glancing back.
30 seconds left.
Everything else has to really go right here for Alfia to provide value on this flank, though.
Idiot.
I don't know that it will. Chronicle falls, the spike still.
1 enemy remaining.
Now sitting on the ground once more. Alfia cleaned up. That's another couple of kills for Meteor, too.
Yeah, and it was very standard, very simple stuff out of the side of Gen G. as soon as they found out that that outlaw was online for the attacking side, I mean, they just hunkered down, and Munchkin knew the fights that he had to take. He understands that he might get wrapped from that tunnel area, so that you saw him push forward into his own smoke in the main, and then when he had to back up again after that smoke goes down,
Stinger.
the angle at that point.
Yeah, they adjusted beautifully.
Yeah. And Alfier should have
They
activated.
need to get around on the board.
As soon as Durka got that kill.
It's just so tough to get those timings right.
Yeah.
Off of limited information.
Look at this aggressive Yoru TP. I don't think. Here. Oh, he did. He did get a hint of it. So maybe a punish late in the round if Fnatic try to speed up somewhere.
Yeah, Boaster's looking for it.
Yeah, they have a really good opportunity here to punish this.
This is actually really nice because even if he doesn't commit to it, the clock is ticking.
Yeah.
The spike is in Boaster's hands.
But they need to press the issue. They need to bait that TP out. But that's not going to be the way that you do it. A 1v1 in halls.
He's just sat waiting for the...
45 seconds go off the round. And Fnatic are just now starting to lean towards B. They've had the Cypher utility to make sure that nobody's taking the space. Thanks to Alfair, but...
Yeah.
This is still going to be really tricky to get through.
The clock is running down too low right now. Texture will go for broke. What a kill.
Cade was so nice, but Texture...
That was a shot, that mine.
And he cashes out.
The timing.
Knife there from Chronicles. Really nice. Munchkin still playing on the site with the Marshal. Or excuse me, a Sheriff. He gets one. The spike is out.
That's round over. That's bonus the way of Gen G on a map that they're so dominant on. And you're on the defensive side.
10 seconds left.
You wonder here. I mean, it's so tough when these teams are so well matched up. The tiniest of decisions can prove it to be the difference maker. And if you're both
Trying to hunt them down now.
you wonder, you just shoot. You just shoot the gate crash. You clear it
They're
out.
making it hard for themselves.
And then you have a little bit more time to
Again. Gonna be another comeback map.
Yeah, and if your plan, oh, here's that kill in halls. Oh,
trying to get away.
No, he got caught out in the timing to put his TP behind him. That's so unfortunate. But he should have had that pre-play starter if he's gonna go for something like that. The pressure is definitely getting to Fnatic right now. I mean, not playing in the group stage. I thought from the first map that we weren't gonna see any of that, but it's starting to show. And what I was trying to say was, if you're gonna punish the Yoru TP, the gate crash, you need to send a massive amount of people to fake like an A hit or a B hit to bait out that TP if you're gonna do something like that. You're not supposed to just do a contact play and just sit and watch the TP, hope he takes it. But it's so hard to make a decision like that in the moment, because how often are you in that position?
Right. They've sent the TP again. And I was unsure if they, I don't think they saw it. So the TP was just fake. Now it's been cleared.
The mind games.
Yeah. And it's a fun part about running Yoru.
Such an odd character. Nothing like it in the game.
There are a lot of players on the other side of that man. Gen G are just so healthy right now. Durka's the only one with a rifle on the other side. They can't really find an easy way in. Durka does have a gate crash, but that's part of the problem of running a single Yoru is you don't have another way to go.
Oh, that's spam.
That certainly will help things. Munchkin will fall. Durka on the entry gets the best of Meteor. So they will create enough space on the site to get the spike down. The rotation's coming through a little late.
Right on his brow.
Chronicle has full utility up though here. He could potentially use a flash for his teammates here. Doesn't look like he'll even need to because Durka is activated and online.
Nice.
3 on the round.
Better. Come on.
Fnatic play that really well. And honestly, if not for Leo,
Durka's on one health.
the round probably doesn't go that way.
And Doug, they turned scraps into a symphony of shots there. And that's what ultimately had them convert this round.
They've upgraded weapons too. Boaster just picked up a Guardian. Karen will be able to save this rifle into the next round, but Fnatic find the way on the board in an unexpected round, in an unexpected manner.
Good stuff.
They needed that. This could have gotten out of hand very quickly.
I mean, the drone, again, the drone was perfect.
Yeah.
That just opens up so much.
Also, Durka.
Yeah,
You're
he
dark.
played that too, yeah.
Even on the entry there, he actually had Meteor Flash just stuck behind that pillar, and he took advantage of that. Took all the space, held for him, just looked easy. That being said, there is an operator online for Texture, and he could be very deadly with it.
It's Durka waiting on the other side. The dash has been procced. The smokes have been dropped. The shot does not connect. Hello there.
Hey, yes. Probably not. I'm just gonna watch. Will they go on the third map? I might have had a game if it had only been done in 2, but I'm going to be jumping off and having some lunch and stuff after this.
That shock's gonna chip him down.
I'll be back tonight to play though.
Right.
What? He commits! Oh my gosh! He has bomb and spawn dog!
Oh, he ults his way out. A minute left in the round. He's playing this beautifully. There's so much time. Whoa. He's injected chaos into the situation and then gets away, forcing Fnatic on a back foot.
A good reaction from Fnatic, but they're missing their timing.
It might not matter. Munchkin has given up the space.
He's gone.
Durka forced to use his own ult to make sure everything is safe. They're not walking into a meat grinder.
I'm back. The thing is, on this retake,
Pretty
Texture
clear.
can just post up on an angle.
Yeah, I'll be back tonight.
Yeah, but is he going to be able to get past the walls?
I will be playing tonight.
Bomb's not down yet.
30 seconds left. Still plenty of time to stabilize things. Meteor will fall. Munchkin to Fnatic. What a response.
This is better. Come on. I'll probably be near 10 o'clock tonight when I come back on UK time, so probably about 8 hours or so. I normally don't come on till around then.
I mean, they had nowhere else to go. You can't go back A in that scenario. You have to speed up B. But what was most
I just thought I'd
impressive
jump on early and watch this.
and just waiting here, waiting for anything to happen. They're all gunned and ready. And then they fight together. A lot of teams in this scenario would have
It's a shot. Come on.
planted there and gotten chipped.
Hoping Fnatic can turn it around.
Gotten picked off. In the 4v5, they decided to just fight.
Yeah, it's normally around 10 o'clock PM when I come on.
We thought it might be Durka, but
Bloody hell, firing squad.
with it as well.
Yeah, he kind of has to on the attacking side too, because there's no other gap closer.
Right. Durka has to go.
Yeah.
Life of a solo Yoru's tough, man.
Normally, occasionally I do get on through the day, but it's not very often.
This close wall, and then uses the drone a little bit late.
Yeah.
It tends to be more the nights.
No punish though.
Depends what I've got on.
Fortunately for them, Durka's already gone so far up. Only able to get one though. Closer on the swing will not find success. Up in the hands of Texture, but he's waiting on the other side. He's stuck A. While the spike.
Not a problem, mate. If you
Finding some space out onto B.
if you had us, if you see us on, we might be able to jump in.
Okay, Doug.
I don't know that Texture can really go for this here. They don't have the money.
No, wait. 1v3 with an op?
Planted.
That would be chaotic. What a round from Leo.
And Durka too.
Not a problem, mate. Like I said, I
mentioned it just before the
kind of see he's getting back on today. Maybe more on a weekend I might get on, but through the week I sort of struggle during the day, man. Appreciate you coming by, though.
And he found it. That was perfect from Durka. And again, that's the difference between
Just keep an eye out for us going live, and then you can certainly jump in.
Honestly, there's a lot more oomph behind it.
100%. And it can be so hard, especially going up against this Astra, because
Just better.
I mean, all of a sudden you have a suck, a stun, and the choke.
Yeah.
And then there's even less support for Durka.
Hold it back.
Leo with the clap back, and Durka getting that entry. That was amazing, and he got it from the same spot.
We're tied at 3. You guys saw a teaser there. There will be a timeout, so a little bit more room for discussion around this. Leo just played it beautifully.
Oh my gosh. That's nasty.
Yeah, all 3 of those were crispy, man. Currently sitting at 6-3.
Impressive.
His Sova's world renowned, and you understand why.
I was literally about to say the same thing. You took the words out of my mouth. He's on Sova. He can do things like this. I don't know what it is. He's just so confident on the character.
So we've seen both teams bust out the op on this map. And we've seen some success. But honestly, it's not taking the map by storm. It's not
No,
taking
it
the
hasn't.
world by storm here.
Yeah, apart from the outlaw round from Texture on...
It hasn't been dominant.
Yeah, he really hasn't been getting much value with that operator at all. I mean, he got a little bit aggressive in A main one of the rounds, ended up whiffing the shot on Chronicle, but he got out alive, got some info, you know, that there was a Yoru
There were
there
a
as
couple
well.
of snipers on the go here as well.
Usually he gets those kills. And had he had gotten that kill onto Chronicle, all of a sudden the sight hit is not the same for Fnatic. The anchors of Gen G, they can use all their abilities.
That saved op goes back into the hands of Texture, tied at 3 apiece. This Viper wall that's been up a couple of rounds towards B. Meanwhile, Meteor with a Marshall.
It's not going to be a hard window push. They're going through mid here by the
We're
looks of
seeing a
it.
change of pace for Fnatic. They're going to do a slow default, and that's why you see Durka with that operator online this time around. They're cycling it. He doesn't need to go for an entry here. He's just holding space. He's holding for that A main peek that Texture did earlier in the map.
And honestly, I imagine when it does come time to hit the site, there's a real good chance Durka hands it over to somebody, probably Alfear, and then they come in.
Cheeky mover.
And you understand how important this round is for Fnatic with the way that they're playing it right now. The approach,
absolutely.
the pings on the minimap, the constant jump spotting in halls.
And I mean, to go back to what you were just saying, even the way Durka's played the opening of this.
Yeah, he hasn't moved. Just now, what, 45, 50 seconds in, has he moved?
Seems like a little lineup from Boaster towards A main.
They will be running into 3 players here, but the guns are in their favor. And if this KO knife lands on a Karen, it might force that suck or stun out a little bit earlier.
That's cheeky. That's cheeky.
Oh no.
That wasn't.
I thought he was going to land the shots. Even in the
He had a prime position there, man. That was unreal how he had that, and then he screwed it up.
From Gen G is just not able to hold up, but they managed to upgrade these weapons a little bit. Munchkin with the rifle cannot convert, cannot find damage.
The pressure is on, Doug.
Mad.
And we're seeing people whiff left and right. I mean, Fnatic, they got lucky here. Meteor definitely could have gotten that kill. Karen, he isolated 1v1s really well in that scenario. If the shots go his way, this is a completely different round. Even here on the cross, Munchkin could have hit that. This is what happens.
Sit down.
In such an intense game.
Chronicle popping off again. Fnatic have won 4 in a row. The op still in the hand, now back in the hands of Alfear.
My camera is destroyed.
Meanwhile, 3 ults for the attack.
Not sure if that KO dagger connected onto Munchkin in that tunnel area of the B site. But if it did, they should have info that it's a very similar setup as to like anti-eco approach. Where you have Munchkin playing up close. You have Meteor holding the mid for him. Sova's playing back in mid, rotating if they hit B or A. Drone will be broken. Info will be scarce for the side of Gen G. Texture's playing with fire here. He's gonna run into Alpha, who's holding with that op. There it is!
Meanwhile, that pick got invested right at the beginning of B main. Chronicle looked like he was gonna try to set up a molly, but decides twice. Hangs onto it, uses an ult of his own.
Oh, it's a fake.
Do they bite? You gotta be careful here too, because the bite mid could be the problem. Blocky investing the ult, and there it is, the pressure mid. Karan gets his and then gets away.
If he can get one more, Gen G have a chance.
But he's surrounded. He's so surrounded, but he still gets another. Now Locky over the top. Providing cover, 45 HP with the utility out. He will fall. 10 seconds left. Fnatic have managed to find enough space and enough safety to get it down. But now,
Nice.
Meteor arrives straight into his death.
I don't know, he's mid. Nice. Good stuff.
Again, the money, not great, but they've got to find a way to convert here. Munchkin in the face of 2, already tagged by utility. Crosshair
Nice.
cannot snap. Chronicle with 4 as Fnatic gets a 5.
What a round, what a call from Fnatic. What an entry from Alpha. I saw it on the minimap. Texture, he was jiggling, he was showing his elbow. And I think Alpha just full control, holding it, patient. And then the trades on the site, Chronicle coming up huge. This kill on CT, oh my gosh.
Nice.
Big round from Chronicle, man.
And Karen did a really good job. I said it. If he gets 2, they have a chance. Brought down to a 2v2.
Yeah, they had a great chance.
We nearly, yeah, it's halfway through his ult again. Chronicle already. After that.
No punish, but Meteor has to back off of this elbow area. That KO
Dirk is not far off.
So he can't use his gate crash and get out of there. And Alpha, just while this is all happening, Alpha is just in halls, controlling all the space on the opposite side of the map.
Dude, Fnatic are playing this map so well.
Yeah, the approach has been amazing. I mean, the changes of pace even.
Honestly, very Lotus-esque.
Look at this.
After the first few rounds, aye.
They know. They're a step ahead of it. They still got to land the shots, though, and they do.
Oh.
And while all of that is happening,
Cheeky wallbang.
gets up even further.
He's going to activate right now. He hears the rotations. They're just going to go A.
He's got to be cautious on this, though. The info is nice.
Oh, my gosh. He's playing it so well. Texture's on an island right here.
Do they realize that it's safe? Do they realize that it's clear?
Oh, he spotted him. He spotted his head.
Destroying Alpha there, and now they know Texture's here. Tries to flash as much as he can, and Texture dances in and out of the util. Gets the best of Chronicle and somehow stays alive.
That was a recovery, that mind. If he hadn't spotted his head on the bridge there, they'd have got away with it.
But doesn't really have the space to invest it, and Lakia strikes beautifully. Leo cannot find any more success.
Just caught his head.
Fnatic had all the pieces of the puzzle put together, but they just couldn't execute. Alpha, he missed his timing. He got caught out by Lakia on the rotate, but then also Texture in the main. Oh, that's killer.
Literally just caught his head.
Also, in the main, nobody used utility to clear out Texture in this scenario. But yeah, I mean, that Astro Wall from Karen coming out, maybe that is what caused the chaos and allowed Texture to just play that fine line of getting the first kill and then getting out.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, that's a round that Fnatic, I mean, they had every right to win.
Now Blade's online for Texture.
Oh, I wonder if Texture knows. Is this prep? Is this heavy prep?
If he takes this fight, he's by himself.
Oh.
It's traded. Unfortunate for Lakia, but they got what they were looking for.
The problem is Alpha going down early kind of forces you to commit to this B site, and that's what Genji want.
They've got some presence here. You see the TPs both exchanged.
On this re-hit, there's going to be a suck out of the choke. It's going to be only Durka getting in sight. He will get the entry, though.
That's all Fnatic need.
And he knows.
Nice.
Time to jump. Last player standing.
They've ripped this site to shreds.
That was played, that mind.
The loss of Lakia at the beginning of the round feels so much worse. No heroics from Texture, no magic from the defense.
Durka had them there, mind. That was class.
That was so well timed. That gate crash on the site. Yeah, he's the solo one. But the timing was perfect. And then that KO dagger landing, he knows that Munchkin is playing up close.
Nice. Let's go, bro. Nice, guys.
Good vibes on the side of Fnatic.
The setup was so clean.
Yeah. I mean, Durka, at the beginning of stage 1 in EMEA, he looked a little bit lost on that Yoru pick. But man, has he gotten good at it.
Look at the money for Fnatic. They're so rich. I mean, they're so well set up to, they could easily be looking at an 8-4 half here.
Must be nice.
And they've got a
That's
couple of
the
ults
aim.
be hitting at the right time too. This is a gorgeous setup for the #1 seed from EMEA.
Using the drone to clear out anything close. They don't want weird things to happen in this round. They're baiting utility out. At the same time, Alpha opens up, falls. I mean, they're just having their
Nice.
They're playing this round beautifully. Even how with that deep aggressive wall, as soon as the door goes up, they have to peek ahead of it or they're going to lose sight. You know they have pistols. They can't really sit back. They've gotten a couple of kills here, but it seems like Fnatic will be able to avoid disaster. Even the ones that they've lost will be reinvested. Fnatic into 7, and again, the 8th is well within reach.
That's Durka's second ult in 3 rounds.
Bloody hell.
I mean, they have a really good opportunity to steal this last round away and have an 8-4 half. Chronicle is 1 off of that KO ultimate. I mean, they could really play it slow in the beginning. I mean, if they wanted to, they could even get an op-up on Chronicle. You could sell something. Oh, there it is for Boaster. Why not? Hold. Do a default in the beginning. Grab this A-orb so you get that KO online.
And honestly, they know that Gen.G have wanted to re-aggress. We saw the re-clear elbow just a couple of rounds ago.
There it is!
You know the aggression is coming. Fnatic is ready for it.
From the IGL, he's sitting at 9 and 6.
I know exactly where.
Texture strike here.
Look at the ults.
He's creeping forward.
Oh.
He might get away with a whole lot more. He's gotten his one. Doesn't overcommit, doesn't push it. Meanwhile, Chronicle popped the ult. Spike is sitting on the ground. Can Alfear settle the shots? No, not for now. But Gen.G seemingly intent on getting to 5. It would have to be Leo and Alfear, who've been good for them all series. The problem is they don't have the spike. They're not anywhere near it. Gen.G are fully posted up around it. They've got time to slow it down. They've got time to try to catch a one, try to catch an opening.
I'm coming.
But you see it, Gen.G are aware to it. You look at the minimap right now, Pings concerned with the flank. Texture's taking the space.
Didn't even look.
It's just so easy at that point. It's just so simple when you have that big of an advantage.
30 seconds left.
It's just so effortless. Lakia again. Besting Leo like he did Alfear a couple of rounds ago. Getting Gen.G to their 5th.
They're still going in with an advantage though, so.
He was so confident in mid. He had to make the score even.
And that was off the back of Boaster getting the pick.
I know. Boaster got caught out. He was the one that got the entry, and then he was the one that got caught out. And then the respect shown. I think Alpha just gave Texture too much respect in that moment. He needed to get that kill.
It's a tough spot to be in. Unless you're a spectator and you like bangers, and that's exactly what we've got on our hands. GB, take it away.
Hello, I'm Spectator, and I am enjoying this. All right, guys. Let's go ahead and talk about that first half there. I mean, you know, well, we have our resident Breeze enjoyer here, Kukuka, to discuss this a bit more.
Yeah,
overall,
this
though,
was insane.
Yeah, there was a lot of crazy stuff happening.
This is crazy. This was on Fnatic's mind so rent-free at the beginning of each round, and then Meteor decided to go for it. And even though he gets the kill, the instant call for Fnatic to go on the execute on B, even though Gen.G has all the read, just because Boaster, I think he taps the spike very briefly, they decide to go on the retake before Fnatic take all the positions. But this is also a trap on the trap on the side of Fnatic, and they managed to get the round. You're saying it. Okay, I don't like Breeze. I don't like the map. It's not a freaking secret. But actually, this one's been so entertaining. Like all the plays, the mid round from both Fnatic and Gen.G, it's been actually a very enjoyable.
Yeah, Fnatic's mid rounds were incredible throughout this one. I think Boaster making some great calls, and in particular, setting Durka up for some really good moments.
Yes.
It's really difficult to play this map with a solo Yoru, but I think Durka has actually gotten so much done. When he's entering, they're finding really good timings to send the util with his teleport. So even though there's not like a smoke to combo it into,
Yoru
he's finding these gaps on the execs and getting tons of value in the opening kills, which is one of the big reasons that Fnatic is leading by 2 at this half.
Yeah, but let's not forget, though, it's only going to be a 2-round lead. You got a Gen.G that could very well get themselves back into this.
They'll get back in it straight away, the way they've been playing with the pistols and the first couple, 2 or 3 rounds of ours. Won them.
The desk is split over here. You love to hear it. All right, let's send it back over to Doug and Baby Babe for the final.
The problem with that image that we just saw is that Gen.G like to do a bit of the same. They like to lose the first map and then win 2 bangers to close out the series. So, and we're just gonna see who breaks first. Gen.G on the attack. We talked so much about how on Bind and on Lotus their approaches were slow, they were quiet, they were contact. And that's really what found them success on Bind. We'll see what they do here.
This time around, aggression from Fnatic on their pistol. I like that.
And of course it's Alfear. Has to be Alfear.
Nice.
Keep them in it as well. A little bit of presence found, understanding there's Hall's threat. This pistol is just so chaotic. It's so messy. Spike is sitting out on the site with no real way to pick it up. It's got to be Munchkin, but they know where he is. A dart in his lap. The Shock buying space, buying time. Leo patient with it, not forcing the matter whatsoever. That heady angle is so difficult to hit.
Yeah. Two players are down low here, though. It's not over yet.
Munchkin's got 10 HP, man.
And Fnatic are so spread. If he does this correctly, I mean, he has a real chance.
I don't know, honestly, man. They've got everything considered. Look where
they've got him
Every
watched.
single one of them. It's not ones anymore, Doug.
No.
That will be
nice.
Alfier.
Time to win a pistol.
Been the star on these pistol rounds for Fnatic. That aggressive push all the way down here. Beautiful, catching Karen off guard. And then Boaster. He almost got caught in that timing.
Spike down A.
Nice shots.
Very nicely done from Chronicle.
Nice, boys. Come on, then.
And these are signs that are all good for Fnatic because we're seeing Durka, we're seeing Boaster, using Marshals. They didn't have an operator once that last map. And with the way that Gen G like to play, you have to have those online.
This map just lends itself to it so much more.
I mean, Boaster had a classic for a little bit, but Durka dropped him a ghost around yellow, so he does get an upgrade. But Meteor's so aggressive here. Oh.
Spotting one.
He has to back off.
Yeah, the comms had to have been traded there.
But the thing is, with that, just that little peek there, that baits out Leo's rotation from the B side.
Just a little, though. He's still playing mid. He's still at a position where he can help on both sides, but actually now he's fully committing A.
Do you see how Gen G maneuver around the map and put doubt in the minds of Fnatic? This is all stuff that's going to help them further down the half to make a comeback. And for Fnatic,
Yeah, it is clever. Like how
on the bind defensive side of
it was the same on the previous maps. Like some of the patience and the way they sort of half look and then go back and then come back again and stuff. It's
You're right. There's nothing to kind of throw him off the mark. Nothing to get him off the rails. That Marshall close, not connecting. Finally does. The third time is a charm.
I mean,
but Gen G have been able to fight back. They've got a couple of kills here, but still just a sheriff in a classic.
Watching here.
The spike down feels like a win here. As far as money goes.
nice.
But it might be more than just that.
he tagged Leo really low.
Alfier still healthy. Still two Bulldogs on the other side.
High and low.
Fully swing out. Alfier is able to save it. Fnatic will get another round, and now Gen G will be on the bye.
But still, for Gen G, I mean, with limited resources, you were able to do that. I mean, they could have won this round. Where's the confidence from Fnatic?
I don't know. You can tell on Leo's face. There was, he knows they got away with one. That one was closer than it should have been.
Where's the confidence? It's map 3. You won the pistol. You're in the driver's seat.
I don't.
Where's the gusto?
I'm going to disagree with you here. I don't mind the way they played that at all. Yeah, it got a little messy at the end there, but given how Gen G like to be contact, given how they like to deathball, who knows what's waiting on the other side? The fear of the force is always a factor too. I mean, either way, 4 rounds still separating these two. The buy from Gen G, we mentioned it, fully healthy, just light armor for Meteor, as he gets one step closer to having that ult online. And again, the slow burn of this Gen G approach is what greets us.
Yeah. And Alpha and Durka actually invested into this with rifles, so if they do not convert this round, the economy will be in shambles.
Gonna be
It'll be a weird
screwed.
buy. But I like the proactivity from Durka. I like that in the mid round he walked up, but there's pings around the map. It looks like Gen G might have a read that Durka might like to play this spot. Is he going to get hard cleared? Is he going to find the timing on Munchkin?
It was for the wall.
Calling
for.
He needs to get out of there.
Should be able to TP away, but he stays just a little too long. Trades his flash for his life. Texture, though, falling on the other side will keep things competitive and keep them equal. Gen G with full intentions towards B. Meteor using his drone to do his job. Chronicle filling in on the space behind it. He might be able to get ahead of this. I don't think they know where he is. Oh, he's able to cut him off, but the dart gives him away. Now the flash on the swing.
Oh, come on.
That was so beautiful. Leo in a 1v4.
Spike planted.
They're weak though. A weapon upgraded. And now potentially saved.
What a beautiful call from Munchkin to set up this entire round. I mean, off of that entry in mid, yeah, it gets traded out, but all of a sudden the map opens up. And Karen, he was the star of the show by really not doing much.
Gonna get close again this one, I think.
Use that Astra smoke in that B tunnel area and deny all info. For Fnatic, the players on Fnatic, they don't know if it's going to be an A split. They don't know if somebody's going nest, halls. I mean, it really kept them guessing, and the whole time, Karen actually was just sitting behind that Cypher trip and tunnel, waiting for his moment to strike. And he did just that. And then for the players as well to just walk onto the site and just hold and wait for that dart to come back up, not overextend, not get punished.
This right here.
That's disgusting.
That felt like heartbreak, man.
Look at that. He's sitting right outside of that trip.
Yeah.
In his own smoke and then playing anti there for
That was good cover there, man, to be fair.
They knew the flash was coming. They saw it was a KO on the other side, who had no other options.
Yeah. I would love to see Fnatic play a little bit more aggressive on this defensive side, especially towards mid. And I think that's what we're seeing right now from Durka. There's no KO knife that gets info for the likes of Gen G. They like the contact. That's why the op is going to be so good in this series. Oh, barely gets out alive.
30 HP.
Oh,
excuse me?
That dart! The dart was so good!
Boaster and Leo both striking. Now Texture flashed. Alpha here with the classic.
Down B.
Numbers away at the defense with the weaponry. So formidable on the attack side. Texture pushing forward. 71 HP. Gets the best of Chronicle.
He's robotic.
He's going to have to do it again, though. Munchkin committing to the plant, finding success.
This is such a hard retake right now for Fnatic. They're both stuck. Info going the way of Gen G.
How long until Leo's dart? I don't know if there's going to be enough time to wait for it. Texture gets tagged. A pitch high and inside to back him off the plate. And now Munchkin on the swing. Ah, he's been caught. He's been spotted. Now Texture's left his devices. Left to be the hero. A tap, an updraft, a threat.
Oh.
Poster with the shots. His Fnatic will get their 10. Oh.
Close.
Take a breath, Doug. It looked like Texture was gonna bring that one back.
I mean, you can never count the guy out.
I know.
Hence his mind.
He played it as best as he could.
The dart. You were right. That dart was gorgeous. And then also Munchkin, unfortunately, it's just kind of a sitting duck there.
Oh my goodness. If had Munchkin just swung out instead of trying to get away with his life.
Yeah.
I mean, he gets that kill 9 times out of 10. He definitely gets a kill there.
Into the next we go. Fnatic have gotten up to 10. Boaster with his pit available. Gen G have one of their own. They also have Meteor's ult invested. A reconnaissance mission for their duelist. No real tags or anything like that. They realize the site is wide open. It's safe for the taking. Fnatic filling in on the space halls. Meanwhile, keep an eye on the minimap. Karin on a late flank.
Portal closed.
They've got the pit. Leo's down. That's big. That's a big piece of utility if you want to try to get through this pit. Not having a drone, not having a dart.
Yeah, you gotta face check it.
Oh, and they're having a face check. Main. Oh, Locky was there to greet. That almost happened again. But this time Munchkin able to get away. Finding comfort in the pit. Finding safety as the spike ticks away. Time is short. It is of the essence. Chronicles left on the outside looking in. That's another round for Gen G.
Just using the ults to shut Fnatic out of the A site there. We entry in with Meteor's Yoru ult. Once we find out it's completely clear, we're gonna get the pit down. And I mean, that's it. It makes it so hard. Even if Leo's alive in that scenario, it's still so hard to win that round. I mean, those ults are just too strong. That Viper's pit, basically guarantees you a round if it gets down.
Yeah, if you get that much space on the site, you're right.
That's a cheeky shot, that, man.
You wonder here if there's going to be a timeout called on the other side because we're nearing the end of this, but no.
And right now, from the side of Fnatic, I don't really like what I'm seeing. I don't know if anybody actually has the economy to get an operator online. I mean, they used it on the attacking side.
There's like nobody on site.
Defensive side. Why would you not try to save for it? Why are you making it a brawl v brawl matchup? Gen G want that.
They've handled the chaos so well. Gen G have. I think about that hit B a couple of rounds ago.
Portal closed.
Oh, he's getting hard swung in this angle, Doug.
Time to jump.
Oh, he's not.
No way. He gets away with that.
How the hell?
Oh.
This time the TP early, no flash or anything like that.
It's insane.
Genji slowing things down again. You start to see the Astra Stars go back A. The knife will catch Munchkin. Given that, Gen G have a decision here, and it's a difficult one to make. Do you try to flip the other side of the map? Now I think they will, because Alfier's been caught. The spike instantly rotating back B, but Dirk is here. The flash in his face. Karin has to give his space back. Leo not far off. Meanwhile, Boaster's been left to hold the other side, and I don't think he spotted Munchkin. Both Vipers playing A while the spike is trying to rotate back B. Munchkin gets the best of Boaster. The spike, safe, but Dirk's position concealed until he's dropped. A 2v2 now with 10 seconds left. The spike goes down.
Not ready yet.
And we'll reset once more. Lockett has his ult, but he's not really in a position to get away. He can't really play around it. He's got to stay on the side. Leo cannot see the shots. Chronicle a 1v2. One away from his ult. The knife will not tag. He's gonna have to
swing round
on his own, and Lockett gets his third. Gen G will not fold.
There's just no way that you can prepare for everything that Gen G does. The way they set up individual lurks on both sides of the map simultaneously. It's so unconventional. It's so hard to deal with. It comes down to a 1v1. They force you to take an aim fight. And if you lose it, it just feels like your chances of winning the round diminish.
Come on, guys.
They relieve just a little bit of pressure. The valve is turned just the slightest, and they instantly fill in on it. Fnatic here with essentially 4.5 ults. Leo's one away from his. And the pit invested right off the bat. And I don't know if he spotted that gate crash coming through.
No one did, Doug. That could cook later in the round.
He's got the spike, though. I can't imagine he's the one who commits to it. Maybe a fake TP a little bit later on.
If he does opt to go for the fake TP soon, it might keep two players of Fnatic there.
He did use it there. And I want to say Chronicle looked, saw that it was safe. So that's enough to keep them back.
You are divided.
Now the Cosmic Divide B. The stars go down once more, and the gate crash now out. Into the smoke he goes, and Alfie stuck on the other side. Meteor can't see a damn thing, trying to navigate all the utility.
Fucking hell.
But Dirk on the trade. Ult invested 11 HP. The spike on the site, but I don't think he realizes that Munchkin's playing behind him still. Dirk is in such an awkward position.
No!
He's got nowhere to go, and he's dealt with assassination style.
30 seconds left.
Gen G again with the numbers advantage, and Fnatic again forced to save.
Don't have to wire this one, man.
So hard to deal with on this attacking side. I mean, just the layers and layers of utility to set up texture, to set up meteor, just full chaos mode.
And they find the calm in the chaos. That's what's the difference maker right now. Gen G enter like a state where everything is slow. Everything is seen.
Such a pleasure to watch. This has been such a back and forth battle all series long. Gen G though, they're never out of it. They dropped the first map in their last 2 series, and they bring it back every single time. In this case, it's just like Bind. Fnatic hit 10, and all of a sudden, we're in a 1-round reach. This is that controlled chaos.
How does he get away with that?
They're so calm, like you said. Even Munchkin, he only has one job here. Hold down the entire flank as everybody else is going crazy on the site. And there's been no operator online on this defensive side. The operator on this map is so good. Can get you so many first bloods. You can play really aggressive with it. And you're not even going up against a KO. So you can really pick your lane and have the advantage.
And perhaps that's the part of the conversation right now. Fnatic calling their first time out of the map.
Someone has to save for it.
It's crazy that it went this long without investing one, but yeah, we'll see if that's one of the adjustments that they make. We didn't really see it on bind. You mentioned we saw it on the attack half, but choosing not to do so far, at least up until this point. Meanwhile, we take a quick look at the buy. Gen.G is
a couple of saving.
Texture has his blades. And it does not look like a save is part of the conversation here for Fnatic.
They're not going to have an operator online again for the next round. It's going to be light armors and rifles, and Leo, he probably won't even have a gun. $500 to his name. He does have the Hunter's Fury, though. If they can manage to get an early pick into the round, maybe he invests it as that bomb is going down.
Really nice timing there on the orb going down by the observers. What do they do with this? I think the difference is as we compare the two attack halves.
Can you say them though?
Fnatic was happy to wait because Gen.G would take some aggressive space and they could just catch them, right?
Yeah.
Fnatic don't really do that. They haven't really done that other than the pistol.
They're so passive on their defensive sides. And it basically creates a lack of info. That being said, Durka, he's getting activated down halls. He might find a window, an opportunity, but Texture is
that's just
crazy.
too good, that.
It might be too late.
They'll just walk past them.
Jump spot.
They just know. They've got everything considered. Everything calculated. And even the updraft over the top for Durka to have to pick. There's no good option.
Just smothering.
One enemy remaining.
Yeah.
Everyone dropping like
Right.
flies for Fnatic, and a convincing round win for Gen.G.
Flawless to tie us at 10.
All skint.
You mentioned it. The buy's not great. We'll take a look at it one more time. The hit was decisive. It was confident. And this is the change of pace, right? Every single attack round has been slow. It's been feel the map out. It's make a little bit of noise and then cut off the rotation if somebody's coming around or get a pick. That time, it was quiet for maybe 5 seconds. And then they slammed through short.
Jeez.
Light armor on a couple of members. 3 of them on the side of Fnatic.
Standing ahead.
Early dart not getting any info. Lakia gladly takes the space, takes the orb. And the quiet over the map at the beginning of the round is deafening.
Shock dart. I have the spike.
The thing is, there's a Yoru online and available for Meteor, so if Gen.G want, I mean, they could just use it as scouting, like a scouting report, just an info, a drone.
That shock dart towards B doesn't clear out any of the Cypher utility, but it was enough to consider a rotation. Leo was on his way back B, but the fake TP, and now they can play a little bit more towards B.
And they just dodged the knife, too.
Yeah.
This is, everything is on Alpha right now. Everything is on him.
Durka has joined the fray. The TP back B.
Plant a spike.
Meteor getting a lot of info here, spotting both of them. That's the idea of what the defenses are. They realize they can play a little bit safely back here. That flash is gorgeous. The swing out, not connecting yet. As Durka takes a step back, but he's got to dig his heels in. It's Alfier who does it, leads for one. How much more can they find as Karen sloops the net, gets behind enemy lines, and they punish. Rolling Fnatic.
Gen's gonna. Let's see Gen.G winning this leg.
Leaving Boaster stunned. How have they gotten to this point? No time to answer that though. He's got a 1v3. He's got to try to clutch.
Toxin screen down. One enemy
He's
remaining.
gotten it down to 1. Can the captain for Fnatic win this round? Stop the bleeding. The snap onto the one. He hasn't connected. Another tap. Munchkin, patient. That's the second time he's gotten away with it. Will he be able to get away with it a third? Boaster's gotten it to half. 9 bullets left. The own is on.
No!
Munchkin. He wins the duel out. Gen G get to 11.
IGL v IGL. Munchkin. He's cold. The calling. The mechanics.
So steady. I mean, texture and media. Yeah, Munchkin's the one who wins the 1v1. Boaster had his opportunities, but
He should have had him there.
It was so close. One more bullet, Doug. One more. Is that what this is going to come down to?
2 more rounds for Gen G.
But another weird scrappy buy.
And look at Gen G's. They've bought 2 outlaws going into this.
I mean, their economy is more than flourished.
Yeah, it's thriving. These Guardians in the hands of Dirk and Leo really feel like the only win con they have.
Poison orb emitting.
Dirk has been relatively quiet this half. That knife should have tagged 2. Fnatic rotate over.
They do have 4 players.
Watch mid.
Towards this A side of the map. What can they do with it, though?
They're going to slam into this. And Boaster's here on the other side. Patient on the first. The dash is there. The knives come through. And now, high ground. But Alfier plunks him out of the sky. So does
Nice.
5 HP as he stays alive. Munchkin will
Come on. Get in.
We're tied once more.
Finally, the force buy works in their favor. I've been questioning it all game long. Why are we buying every round? Why are we fighting fire with fire against Gen G? But just when their backs were against the ropes, they bring it back.
That's a shot, that mine.
I mean, if that door's not open,
Oh.
Yeah,
who knows how that goes?
They made every dollar count. A faster approach into this round from Gen G. I don't think we've seen them up mid this quickly.
At least initially, that's the plan, but
yeah,
they slow things down. The middle of the map has been such a contested area these last couple of rounds. And now Gen G with the lean B. Durka playing his cheeky off angle. They have all of the Cypher utility here.
Watch.
Meanwhile, Alfier's playing on the other side.
That's the info. Does Durka go for this little off angle? Does he peek on a timing?
No!
Out of texture.
What are you doing?
Now it's on Alfier to try to rotate back again by himself. No real help. Cannot steady the crosshair.
I'm just missing the shots.
Over the site, and it's only gotten worse now that the wall goes up.
Standing ahead.
Boaster has to find the timing, but Munchkin's already looking back.
Yeah, he's just gonna get clothesline, man. That bullet's going right into his ear.
This has to be a save.
They're too far up, though. I don't think there's any room for them to get out. Gen G gets a series point.
What a map, what an entry for texture yet again. 21 and 14. With no signs of slowing down. He had a rough first map, but he always brings it back. He's always here. He always turns up for his team. The IGLing from Munchkin.
It's been ridiculous.
Hunter's Fury available for Lakia. No ults online for Fnatic. And a Spectre on Boaster. And it's gonna be a B hit off the first 20 seconds of the round. We haven't seen this at all.
Oh, and Alfier didn't see it either.
Just didn't even.
Never had a shot. Can Durka steady the waters? No, he falls. Gen G's attack half has been beautiful. And in what looks like the last round, that might have been their best call of them all. The Cosmic Divide goes up, Chronicle goes down. Leo and Boast are forced
I think that's it, like.
no armor on either. Gen G finishing touches on this, barring a miracle. Can Boaster and Leo extend? No, they cannot.
That's it.
Put in a corner and he will fall. Gen G
Played well.
right where they left off. Group stage.
Fnatic looked lost for the most part in that second half there.
What an exclamation point on an incredible match. They've won it. Hard-fought battle for Fnatic. But it's back to the drawing boards for them.
Hell of a watch, though.
And texture on these entries, he was unbelievable.
So they're going to the lower bracket now, didn't they? They're not out. There's like a lower bracket now. I think.
Right, you're just waiting for the contact. You're waiting for when they're going to strike, and then when you least expect it, you get punched in the mouth. And that's how they close the map.
Just got outplayed.
When they watch this one over, they're going to be like, why did we not get the operator online our defensive side? Why did we not have somebody holding a lane, waiting for that walk-in, waiting for that contact, for the counter punch?
Gen G have taken a bow in front of this crowd many times, and I can't help but think they're going to be doing it many more. When we take a look at some of these moments one more time, I mean, there's conversation about the entire series, but I think it all boils down to the same thing. Texture was a monster. The double duelist comp caused so many problems, and honestly, Gen G's calling kept Fnatic on the back foot the entire time.
Pretty much.
Yeah, the double, the triple alerts that were activated on this last map.
Mad. Right, I'm going to jump up there anyhow. Like I said, all being well, I should be back tonight for a few games myself. See how we get on, see if we can push back closer to gold. In the meantime, thanks for coming by, and I'll catch you later.